All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer of the Week podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer of the Week podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Nielson Show. Let's go. Daddy likes. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. The cracker 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
How dude.
Daddy likes.
Hello! What's going on, Dusty and Lieutenant Erica? That's the thing, right? That's what everybody says.
You're on it now.
Tombstone Tuesdays. I'm in now.
You've been in the Discord.
Yeah, well, it must be a Discord thing that's being driven here.
That's all the kids are talking in the Discord.
Are they? Is that what it
it's
is?
one of that Discord lingo, I guess. I think it is.
I like it. I mean, usually everything that kind of pops up, we make a strong push for. This thing is taking just a life of its own.
Yes.
And we're just along for the ride now.
Very organic,
Yeah.
shall we say, hey?
So, hello to all of you.
How dude.
Hello. It is Tombstone Tuesday. That's always an exciting time, isn't it? Keep those text messages rolling in. As Belineski says, if we don't get 200 likes by 6:05, no audio today. A little audio hiccup to start the show. But, YouTube Trev, under pressure, figured that thing out, turned it around. Pretty excited about it. Not as excited as I am about our Tombstone Creed remix.
I'm your huckleberry. How dude. That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How dude.
No!
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Hallowed.
Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? That gets you going on a Tuesday morning. It just does. It gets me fired up. It's a game day.
Game day on Haloud?
Game day on Haloud.
Hi, Holy Haloud, and Popeyes, the official food of Haloud. I mean, I think you.
It has to
you know,
be, yeah.
That's your Haloud meal. Every Haloud, you have a Popeyes.
What shall the feast be on Haloud? Black and chicken sandwich for Popeyes, my man. Also, chicken wings.
I want you walking into a Popeyes platter for Haloud, and then nobody knows what you're talking about.
Everybody's like,
It's
except for like the one guy working in the back. He's like, "Oh, Haloud to you,
Haloud." He's choking down.
Haloud. That's good. I like it. Hey, hammer the thumbs up today. It's a game day. We got Tales of the North coming up.
Yeah.
Oilers and Habs tonight. We'll get into this as we work our way through the show today, but let's have some fun today. If you need a conch this morning, hit us up, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. That'll get you into the old Paris Jewelers inbox. Go see our friends at PJ's, and yeah, I'm in that type of mood today. Here you
It's the Bling Box. It's the Bling Box. It's the Paris Jewelers Inbox. And they got lots of fancy, shiny things. Look at this, look at that. Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men, too. The Ring Box, the Bling Box, the Paris Jewelers Inbox.
Visit them online, www.parisjewelers.com. But why just stop on the website when you can go into any of their 22 locations across the country? Go see our friends at PJ's. They'll look after you. Canadian, family-owned. They check all the boxes. Everything you want in a jewelry store, they've got you covered. I'm in the mood to play some. I'm in the mood to play some stuff coming up here before in the 6 o'clock hour today.
587.
587. Well, let me see here. I don't know if I've connected properly to the network where Wannick has a 587.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But I got a lot of the old vaults sitting on this little USB stick over here. I might dive into that at some point. I love a good USB stick. It's just a little one. It's a nice, shiny little one. It's very important, this little thing right here.
It does look important. It doesn't have some sort of weird color fun. This is serious.
This is a serious one.
Business
It
stick.
doesn't have a keychain attached to it or anything.
Yeah.
That's just basically all the keys to the business. If you were to break into our office and steal this, we'd be screwed. I was at the office late last night.
Yeah, you're putting in the
I was
overtime.
I was putting in some graphic shifts last night. I watched Con Air on my iPhone while I put in like 2 hours of work. And then I watched a little bit of Spider-Man doing some extra work out on the couch there. So it was a busy night. You can get a lot done when nobody's around here. Like
That's kind of it. Yeah, the basketball court goes silent. The drinks aren't necessarily flowing as they usually are.
Yeah.
And bing, bang, boom, you get some work done.
Get some legitimate work done. It was great. Text of the day, of course, brought to you by our great partners at A&W. A&W's got a deal for you. They always got a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger? I'll give you 1 second to guess. 2 Mama Burgers. Unbelievable. $9.99 until April 14th. Served on a toasted sesame seed bun. Available at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal.
Maybe that's your Haloud meal. Yeah, you have options here.
I'm a Haloud for the mama. That could work. That could work for you. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let me see what else. Let me see what other fun things we can kick off a Tuesday show with.
The Habs are in town, and you're having a
maybe
little fun.
Maybe I'm a little happy. I don't know. I'm not going to the game tonight. The Muzz has hip-hop dance class recital.
They said the Muzz was going on her own.
Nope. She's all fired up. She put on makeup yesterday for the first time in her life.
And daddy moments.
Well, I got home and Marshall and Muzz and Mummy there. They were like, "What do you think? Look at her." And she's got a really loose front tooth. Yeah. So I thought she lost her tooth. So I grabbed her face and I was just like, "Your tooth's still there." And then she like bats her eyes. She had like some liner around her eyes because in dance you gotta have all this makeup. And I just screamed and ran away. Yeah. And I was just like, no, not my daughter, my little girl with makeup. So I ran up the stairs, and who's following me up there? Marshall. He's running behind me. He's like holding me. He's like, "It's okay, Daddy." I was just like, "Oh, dude, you're the best." Like, he's like, "Don't worry, it's all right." He's just running behind me for no reason, just to make sure I was okay. Oh, that kid is hilarious. Anyway, one thing going on with A&W today, I was telling the boys, we're gonna have a little drop off here at the office today because the A&W and MS Canada are the charity tonight for the Oilers 50-50. So this is the one game where they get all the proceeds from the Oilers 50-50. So if you're going to the game tonight, support a future without MS. Tonight, Habs, Oilers should be a packed house with Montreal in town. There'll be a ton of Montreal Canadiens.
One of
fans
those
there.
games, yeah.
Yeah, A&W continues to support MS's version of a world without MS. MS Canada's vision of a world without MS through the Oilers 50-50 and their Burgers to Beat MS initiative as well. $2 from every teen burger on August 22nd will go to the Burgers to Beat MS campaign. 50-50 tonight is a big one. So if you're going to the game tonight, I mean, every game, first of all, is 50-50. You have a chance to win hundreds of thousands of dollars. Second of all, they're all usually great charities. A&W is a partner of ours, and we want to support them. So tonight, hammer that 50-50 if you are heading to the game this evening. Let me bring up our top 10 audio clips. Pick a year between 2013 and 2019.
14.
2014, good year, Eric. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, here, this is this'll take you back. Oh, that 2014 was the year we dropped the Hungry Eyes remix.
Oh.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
How about that? We also got this one right here. I think you'll like this one. 2014. This takes us back.
At Chevrolet, we have also been proud of the latest and greatest technology in our truck lineup, which is the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado. It combines class-winning and leading, technology and stuff.
Chevy guy, the most nervous World Series truck presenter of all time.
We were all him at one point. Like you can feel yourself in there from one episode in your life that you the hands in the pocket and you're fumbling around. You're looking for the damn the thing. Yeah,
you can just listen, and you can tell he gets more stressed and more stressed and more stressed. You don't even have to see this dude to imagine the sweat rolling down his brow about 3/4 of the way through this thing.
At Chevrolet, we have also been proud of the latest and greatest technology in our truck lineup, which is the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado.
Right there, sweating.
It combines class-winning and leading, technology and stuff.
That's the greatest and stuff drop of all time.
The small of his back is just soaked.
Yeah.
Like it's just running down. He can feel it dripping down the spine.
You couldn't even wash that shirt.
Oh, not at all. It's
like
done.
that shirt's gone. It's done. It's a one-off.
It combines class-winning and leading, technology and stuff.
The truck includes class-leading and winning, technology and stuff.
As we do in the internet age, he did redeem himself, did he not? Didn't he go on and do some
did he? I don't know.
I don't know. Didn't he come back and do it's me
that.
and technology and
Yeah, I don't.
Chevy guy, hey?
I'm not sure if I recall seeing that. All right. Let's lay out the show for you today. We'll get to some morning announcements coming up. We do have a busy one. We got a busy show today. Tales of the North coming up around 6:30 today. Tales of the North now has a sponsor. How about that? Brilliant move. Brilliant move. We'll get to that around 6:30 this morning. More details on another new partner here with Edmonton Sports Talk. I says, pardon? We'll go there around 6:45-ish today. Craig Button will join us just after 7 o'clock. Craig Button was basically trending on my Twitter all day yesterday because he said something about like the Leafs blowing a lead.
Oh, boy.
And Leafs Twitter is just like, yeah, well, you made a bad trade one time. It's just like, grow up. Like this is what I don't like about fan bases. When they go after analysts for saying things that you also say. It's like I can trash my team, but you can't trash my team. And I saw that going on yesterday with Craig Button.
There's levels.
I got a lot of time for Craig Button being a guy who will go after the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Like, he hates every team except the Jets.
Exactly.
So
he's made it clear on the show.
It's
pro-Jets, anti-everyone else, which you have to respect. Button will be by just after 7 o'clock today. We'll have your Cool Bet hotline of the day. Hit it yesterday. Washington Capitals not only winning as a dog, but cruising as a dog. Alexander Ovechkin with 2 more. Puts them up to 21 on the season, and his pursuit of the greatest of all time continues.
Into a wild card spot as well last night.
Yes, they did.
Point up now on
about that?
Detroit with a game in hand.
And they're right on Philly, knocking on Philly's door.
Knock, 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 Mr. Tortorella.
Hello, it's me, Tom Wilson, and the Capitals. Confessions just after 7:30 today for Spectrum Rental. And keyword to qualify for Vegas, 7:45 today. Yeah.
People are taking swings here already. I do kind of like, may I?
Yeah, it's kind of a man word. I mean, you can do that anywhere. Doesn't just have to be in Vegas, but it is something you do in Vegas. But you can kind of do that anywhere. I know. It was a lazy day. It's a lazy day for words. Anyway, we'll have that coming up. Matty Iwanek, director of Vegas Words, kind of left us hanging today. 7:45, we'll go there. Kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Orange and Blue breakfast around 8:15-ish, 8:20 today, because we got Joaquin Gage, who's going to hop on board around 8:25, 8:30, and then the new DC of your Edmonton Elks, Mr. Shivers.
Straight brim guy.
Is he a straight brim hat guy?
Straight brim hat guy.
Yeah, he does, but he rocks it. He makes his straight brim hat look good.
Yeah, he don't need no
Right?
curve.
Like he can pull that off. So Shivers will join us around 8:40 today to find out what he's working with on the defensive side of the ball. Do you think there's a lot of pressure being a DC under Chris Jones, who's also known as like a defensive guru himself?
I think given the two have history, and Shivers did come up under Jones, in this whole
So that helps.
coaching business. I mean, the familiarity will be there, and I think it's nice, and they should have kind of a good stream of communication between the two. But lessons Jones, needing to be on the button so often. So young guy coming up in the league, and it should be good reuniting with his godfather, Chris Jones.
Let's get in your morning announcements. Morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock with Yukon and McCord every single morning. I went over, actually saw the boys in person yesterday. Popped over. They're very excited. McCord wouldn't shut up about his bracket.
Did they get you on the air?
No, they didn't get me on the air. I'm on the air every day in the 6 o'clock hour because it's the only place we want to be. But yeah, he was talking about his bracket. McCord is like office bracket guy.
Big money tournament he's got going there.
I'm usually like the last one to pay. I'm just horrible like paying things on the spot. So I wait until about like the final 4, and then McCord will fire me a text and be like, "Hey, buddy, you still owe your $40 for the bracket." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm out."
Yeah,
well, yeah, you still got to pay up. This is ridiculous. It's almost as bad as guy who puts his picks in pencil and then it's just like, "Oh no, I swear I didn't erase anything."
It's tough.
Real sketchy.
Tough look.
Real sketchy. Jess Jackson, afternoons on 100.3 The Bear. They got some sort of secret sound going on over there right now at 100.3 The Bear. NHL last night. Hopefully you were on the Lock Shop yesterday. This is why you got to watch the Lock Shop. We are just churning out dub after dub after dub. Yesterday in the Lock Shop, Hudson and I were like, yeah, we like both road teams tonight. Road team, no sweater with Washington and Buffalo last night. Where's Buffalo in those standings? You got those standings up still? Buffalo's the Buffalo still needs Buffalo needs
Kraken have lost 5 straight. Sabres 71 points. So four back of Washington. Yeah. Washington also have 2 games in hand. So but I mean you're still in the conversation. I guess you could argue.
Not mathematically eliminated yet.
No.
So that's a positive.
Better than the Penguins right now.
Better.
We're still seeing Sid can drag them in there. So
yeah, it's going to take a lot.
Yep,
it's going to take a lot. But look at Washington. We pretty much haven't had a Washington playoff conversation the entire bloody year.
The Islanders have been on a couple of streaks since Patty Waugh got reintroduced to the league. So, yeah, the Red Wings, too. I don't know really quite what to make of this. So, yeah, Sand's going through the hourglass, but you're still in the position here to make some noise, I guess, in the East. But
Ovechkin with the 2 last night for the Washington Capitals. He is now 53 goals away from breaking the all-time record, of course, currently held by Wayne Gretzky. March Madness brackets everywhere. Yeah, fill these out. We're going to have a Lock Shop today at 11 o'clock. Jake's going to join us from Cool Bet with myself and Huss, and we're going to dive into our best bets for the opening round of the Madness and take a look at some futures as well. So we'll have that a little bit later on. Just sticking with basketball briefly. See the Anthony Edwards dunk last night. Holy smokes. Like this is your typical posterizing. Do kids still have posters? Do kids still put posters up? Like I know
the NFT'd them.
Is that what? Well, Yeah, is that what it is? Now that would be it. Doesn't the NBA do like some sort of NFT video thing?
Don't they?
They did for a while.
Can't you buy the dunk outright this morning? Can you not have
You
lay
could
claim
own
to
that
a share of the
highlight,
dunk?
remember? Like, then you're like, well, why can't I just
save
the highlight from somewhere else and have it? Like,
you already bought Jalen Johnson's from last night. You might as well just.
Oh yeah, Jalen Johnson too.
Yeah, another poster.
In a losing effort.
Yeah,
but still. But the Anthony Edwards one, I mean, works a little give and go, takes off 2-footed from probably 3/4 of the way up the key, not 3/4, halfway up the key, and just absolutely throws it down. It was such a hard dunk, he hurt his other hand.
That's what
he
you
dislocated a finger on his other hand, his non-dunking hand. I retweeted this last night, and you got to go check this thing out. Like it might be the posterization of the season. Like that's one that is a centerfold in Slam Magazine. If Slam Magazine still does centerfolds.
Now, if Jalen Johnson wasn't doing this dunk on Austin Reeves, would you be more...
There's a little bit difference between the big dude that Edwards dunked on and then dunking on White Mamba, Hillbilly Kobe. Like I love Austin Reeves, but there's levels to this thing.
There's levels.
And Anthony Edwards' dunk last night was absolutely unreal. But for anybody with kids, like do they have posters? Did anybody put up like in our playroom? We've got like an Ovi poster and a McDavid poster, but that's like the kids' playroom up in their bedrooms. They've got some like canvases. Maybe that's different now, but like there's no we don't have big posters in the kids' room.
Well, let's get back into the poster game and let's try to like re-energize the market. I would say like I'm watching the Jalen Johnson dunk on repeat this morning, and I'd say make a poster out of Austin Reeves. Let's start posterizing the guys that get posterized, not the dunker,
not even the dunk itself.
Not the dunker, but the dunkist,
just the reaction.
Donkey. Yeah. Like get
Just
a still shot of his face falling over and a guy jumping over top of him. I think that's the new type of poster here. The Reeves one is he's just standing. He's like
Reeves. Oh, and then the stand over and the look down.
Well,
God.
he's just standing in the key.
I mean, the man has a family. The man has a family.
But I'd buy that poster of him standing there covering his junk while a guy's launching himself at him.
Well, the best thing about that one is that it was 17 seconds into the game. Like, it was 0-0. Those were the first points scored was a posterization.
But like, right here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm buying it. Like
just his face right in the guy's balls.
Ram.
Just like, that's the most disrespectful thing about the posterizing is like, take my junk in your face.
It really, yeah.
That and then the stare down.
Yeah.
But like, let's bring back the poster game.
Sure.
When I was a kid, I had all those NHL posters that had like the colorful outline
and had a theme to
around the background. Yeah, they all looked the same.
Yeah.
I had Patrick Waz, obviously. I think I might have had Brett Hull or Cam Neely. Might have had Cam Neely. Hated the Bruins, but I always had a soft spot for Cam Neely. Who else did Gretzky had one, Hull had one.
I'm seeing a Mats Sundin Nordiques, and it says behind him Rising Sun.
Yeah, not that one.
Like, no, but this is, like, I see, I think it's Peter Bondra, Olaf Kolzig, and they got the White House in the background. Like, that type of...
Oh, no, yeah, those are the ones. Mine were plain Janes.
No, okay.
Like, just like the blue outline. People know what I'm talking about. Like, if you go Google early 90s or late 80s NHL posters, I'm pretty sure it'll come up.
Like this Chelios Ronick, Black Rain, hey? And they're in their jackets and their jeans.
Those are, I mean, some of those ones are pretty good. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find the late 80s NHL posters.
Dominator.
A good Paul Coffey there on the Penguins. Gross.
You got the classic East-West goalie mask, but not the official ones, just the team logos on each mask. Which
see, these are the ones that I was talking about. See this one with Kelly Rudy? It was just like that. It had their name across the top.
It's almost like a big card.
And then just, it just kind of looks like a big basic hockey card. But yeah, I feel like the poster game's taken a pretty significant hit. Trev, did you have, like, you grew up in a different era than us. Did you have any posters?
No, I didn't actually. The one poster I had actually it wasn't sports related at all.
Was it a girl?
Yeah, it was actually Megan Fox and Transformers.
On the ceiling, right?
Was she opening up the car? Is that she was opening up the car?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. That was a pretty monumental moment. Hey, yeah, Shia LaBeouf, eh? What a guy. How did he pull that off?
Oh, just unbelievable.
Yeah, I love that. So what was your one poster going on? I had a poster of Megan Fox and Transformers. That's a good one. All right. 780-218-9999. Morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. The Elks announced their coaching staff yesterday as well. 5 returnees, 5 new guys. Jason Shivers, the most notable of the new guys. A name not being on the list, I guess, was somewhat notable too in McAdoo. Didn't see McAdoo anywhere on that list, so they've parted ways there, I guess.
End of an era.
What do you say about Shivers coming from 4 seasons as a DC with the Saskatchewan Roughriders? What are they getting here at Edmonton, do you think?
Lots of talk, rumblings, I guess, about him, and being a head coach perhaps one of these days. Good with players, respected by players, a guy not too far removed from the game. And kind of in a tough spot there. Again, a Jones guy, but kind of was left over in Regina, so spent some seasons there. I like the defenses that he brought to the table. Obviously, you got to win with all 3 facets, and usually when his defense was going, one of the other 2 wasn't. So good defenses that would kind of fade away nearing, second half of seasons, depending on how successful the O and the team was in general. But no, you could say maybe, I guess a knock would at times be the aggressiveness of it. Maybe some people would argue it wasn't aggressive enough at times, but a good coordinator, as I said, not too far removed from the game, a player's type of coach. And again, reuniting with Chris Jones, I think, is best for both parties here. And Jones can trust him, lean on him with one eye closed, and Shivers knows what to expect from a guy like Chris Jones.
Should be a good working relationship between those 2 guys, I think.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it's been something that we've basically known was coming for 2 months now.
Yeah,
and
just because they announced it yesterday, too, doesn't mean they're all like, oh, nice to meet you. Like they've been. This
I
is
guess
just the
we better get
announcement.
started on the defense.
No.
I would assume
work's
Shivers
been
would have
done,
been involved in any of their free agency
Yeah.
discussions and things along those lines as well. He will join us around 8:40 today. We will have the new DC of the Edmonton Elks, Jason Shivers, on the show in hour number 3. Of course, you can text us anytime. Casual Chris is in and says, hey, boys, I might be a bit late, but did we ever find out what the important downtown meeting was about? Casual Chris, we addressed this yesterday in the 8 o'clock hour. But, I feel like since I'm wearing plaid again today, I can kind of just quickly lay it out. We got the follow-up meeting, the FUM, and we're pretty excited about it.
A little bit of fun, hey?
Yeah. I came into that meeting with FUM. Follow-up meeting.
A little downtown fun.
For you and for all of you in business operations, please start referring to follow-up meetings as FUM and see if you can get it going around the industry. I think that would be great. All right, so keep pounding that box today, 780-218-9999. Tombstone says, my kids grew up with posters on their wall. They were all bands, though, not athletes.
I had a lot of bands.
Guys, my daughter has one poster up in her room. She found it in the garage, my M&M poster from when I was her age. That's in from Brandon this morning. I just always had athletes up. That was it. I never had great posters of Megan Fox and Transformers. Or,
you had a girl, though? No girl
anything.
on the back. You close the door and it's on the back like a big,
No, I did not have any girl posters in any of my rooms.
Pamela.
The closest I had was Britney Spears' first CD, and it folded out, and I had that in my locker.
Had that at the school locker.
Yeah, that was in my school locker. God, was that something else?
Yeah.
Change the game. Change the game. Let's get to a sports update for Green Plan. We got Tales of the North coming up on the other way. I says pardon still to come as well. And here, let's dish out a conch. I see a conch request coming in here. Guys, can I get a conch for my son's hockey team, the Leduc U13 3 Roughnecks, for winning gold in the City Finals Tier 3 Blue Division 3-2 in overtime on Sunday against their arch rivals, Beaumont.
The Nemesis.
Oh, the Nemesis. Oh. All right, sports update with Lieutenant Eric now.
Pretty light night in the NHL with just a pair of games. Jeff Skinner had a hat trick in Buffalo's 6-2 win over the Kraken. Seattle have dropped 5 straight. Meanwhile, the Capitals moved into the second Eastern wildcard spot with a 5-2 win over the Flames. Oilers hosting the Canadiens tonight, one of 13 games around the NHL. Join Tom Gazzola at Hudson's on Bourbon Street. He'll have your Oil Stream pregame show alongside YouTube Trev, coverage beginning at 5:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn Radio app, and on YouTube. In the NBA, Lakers 136-105 winners over Atlanta. Sixers down the Heat 98-91. And the Knicks 119-112 over the Warriors to make it 4 straight wins. AJHL playoffs continuing last night. Grand Prairie edged out Calgary 3-2. Calgary lead that series 2-1. 4 games around the playoffs. Tonight, Bonnyville visit Drumheller. Grand Prairie at home to Calgary once again. Canmore host Lloyd, and Whitecourt visit Camrose. Battle of the unbeaten rinks at the Women's Worlds from Nova Scotia this morning as Rachel Homan's Team Canada taking on 4-0 Italy. You can catch that game live on TSN. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan. With construction season coming up around the corner, planning season is already in full swing. For all of your environmental planning needs, contact Green Plan Environmental Consultants. Green Plan can assist with any of your environmental concerns, no matter how big or small the project. Green Plan is here to help. You can check them out today at green-plan.com.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tati and Eric and all at the back. Like Wyszynski and Noodles, Gadget and Gage. Maybe slip over to Kuban to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday Mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some Huntix and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the Canes? Macramella, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him given person, does he go on? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about it. AM Nasty Flu. Thank you very much for joining us today. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Many of them are slow getting up to speed and don't know that the Nielson Show and various other programs are back. We're going to have a pregame show tonight. Join Tommy Gazzola. He will be at the West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street location of Hudson's. He got those GCs. He's dishing them out tonight. So if you want to go watch the game, swing on by, see Tommy. He'll be set up and ready to roll over there. And that'll be exciting. Yeah, that'll be real nice. Yeah, I'll take Elizabeth out for a drink after her dance recital tonight.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
She's got makeup on now.
Yeah. They got 6 o'clock or lager there, Muzz.
Get out there.
Let's go hit it up.
See the world.
Yeah, why not? I edited that Marshall and Elizabeth clip down yesterday to about 20 seconds. Listen to this.
I was going to say you had to tighten it up a bit.
I had to tighten it up a bit. Here we go. Listen to this. This is from yesterday.
Elizabeth Nielson. So, Elizabeth, how did you like the Oilers' performance last night?
So bad! They lost! So why would I not kick?
Well, they did play pretty good.
How do you know?
I looked up the stats. Yes.
That was gonna make a fuss happen. No.
Okay, bye.
I love her calling him out. So they did play pretty good. How do you know? And Marshall's like, well, I did look at the stats.
So he's got his sheets too.
Yeah, we're going to save that for when the Oilers blow it somewhere along the way. We'll have that one. All right, can hit us up in the nasty chat. Of course, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. And we're going to set up the Oilers and Habs here with a little tales of the North. Beleneski says, my wife said the Muzz sounds like an old Italian man. And Strummy says, it sounds like Fraser and Millard. Well, they play good. Well, why? Why did they play good? Fraser and Millard, afternoons. I don't agree with that. What a discussion those guys were on the hangout.
Next time they come and have them dressed up like Fraser and Millard. I want mini
that would
Fraser
be great.
and
Yeah,
Millard.
mini Fraser
I'd really
and Millard.
love to see that.
Yeah. I think Marsh, he's already as tall as Fraser. So he'd have to be Millard, and then the Muzz could be Fraser. That would be good. Hey, we got a sponsor for Tales of the North now. Christopher Boyle. He's an advisor for 17 years.
And a character.
The Lord of Life Insurance. Sentinel of Life's Legacy. If you see the QR code on the screen right now, if you scan that bad boy, set up a chat with Chris, you go into a draw for tickets to opening round of the playoffs. How's that? Playoff tickets. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Playoffs? Chris is an experienced advisor with over 17 years of experience working with both families and business. Check out ChristopherBoyle.net. This is the best. I mean, he's just a huge nasty like you guys. ChristopherBoyle.net/Tales of the North. That's amazing to me. I was just like, he's like, I set up a page, a Tales of the North page. And if you go and look at it, it's like, it's actually got like Tales of the North themes and stuff. So
if you go see him, he's eating like meat off the bone. Like it's kind of, he's a bit.
Yeah. If you, his office is a small space in the woods. Check out ChristopherBoyle.net/Tales of the North for more information on how you can win those playoff tickets. Set up a chat with Chris about your future. All right. Are you ready for Tales of the North here, Ray? Let me get this out.
Ready, Sentinel.
Oh, he's ready to go. All right. Tales of the North, Oilers and the Habs. Here we go.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Tu joues au hockey comme un mollo, Slavkovski?
Tonight in the North, would-be conquerors from the Belle Province roll into Rogers Place, licking their wounds from a campaign filled with dubious defeats. A terrifying troop they once were, dominating a lesser land with just 6 combatants for years and years. But now they wander aimlessly, trying to traverse le chemin. The orange and blue seek speed among their defenders, so they call upon Stetcher of Troy, Holland's big move, the acquired one, he who came with no retention. A pint-sized warrior with a heart the size of a lion, and the speed of a cheetah, and the fierce bite of something that bites really hard. Tonight, les habitants be thy victim of Stetcher's staunchiness. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Salut, Montreal! Joya halud!
Oh, God, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Tales of the North. We both worked in some en français.
I love when the French roll into town. When the
so
Habs
good.
are in town for Tales of the North, you know,
Real nice.
You know the path.
Real nice. Tales of the North presented to you by Christopher Boyle. Check it out, ChristopherBoyle.net/Tales of the North. Set up a chat with him about your future. Get in the mix to win some Oilers playoff tickets. Just scan that QR code. Okay, so I think at the end I heard you say, okay, what was the end part? Because I translated that. That was Salut
Montreal. So, like, you know, farewell, goodbye,
And
like, see you later.
Happy
and
Halud.
a happy Halud.
Happy Halud.
As you're passing through
I
town.
like that. That's
Yeah.
Halud.
Okay, now, and then at the beginning, what did you say at the beginning?
Slavkovski. I think it was, to paraphrase in a rough translation, you play like a mule.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
It's very insulting.
Yeah.
In Montreal, and not so much out here. But
I mixed in, now they wander aimlessly trying to traverse le chemin.
Traverse?
Find their way.
Okay.
Find their way. That's what, actually, I like saying it in French better than English. Traverse le chemin. Yeah. I think that's a good one.
How do you say Paris Jewelers inbox in French? That really kick things up a notch right
the
here.
Paris Jewelers inbox. I think inbox is one of those words that there is no French word for it, probably. And then they just say English. Then they just say the English word with like
Boîte de réception des bêtures parisiens.
See, Paris Jewelers
Way
inbox
too much.
is easier.
Yeah,
but Traverse le chemin. I like that one.
We'll use that.
I like that one a lot. I like the way it sounds speaking French when you do it right. I don't even know if Traverse le chemin
Who's to
is right,
say?
but like
You could be saying something else. Who even knows, right? That's the beauty of the.
Nobody knows.
No.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, the tie-in here is that it looks like Stetcher's going to be getting in. Desharnais did practice yesterday, so they said if things are fine, but you know whether his finger is a little bit banged up or not. I think it was time to see Stetcher anyway after the last game, and I love the fact that they just put him with Darnell Nurse. That's what we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to put Cece back alongside Nurse, unless you really like it, which I have a hard time believing the coaching staff really likes it because they've gone away from it and put the less experienced Desharnais up there right now.
Yeah, is anybody against this news? 780-218-9999. I'd love to know. And
I don't see anybody.
Think anybody would be.
There is zero. There's not a single. I know there's always somebody.
Yeah.
Who there's always somebody who have the anti-take on this.
And I'm not looking to railroad you. I just want to, if you do,
I don't
let
think
me
there
know.
is.
Let me
I
know.
don't think there is.
Exactly.
I think this is probably unanimous.
Yeah.
Why not see Stetcher with Nurse? Is anybody opposed to that decision? I think this might be a unanimous pat on the back here for Chris Knobloch. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you would like to chime in on this. 780-218-9999. I'm interested to see it because I think there'll be matchups in the playoffs where more speed is required and more mobility is required, and Stetcher has that over both CC and Vincent Desharnais. I don't think the Oilers, and I don't think any team should operate like this, but who knows? But I don't think the Oilers just went in and, well, what's the cheapest price on a defenseman? Let's go get him. That's not what they did here. They were like, let's find a defenseman that is completely different than the two guys that they have on the right side right now.
But also at the same time needs to fit your financial situation, which...
Yeah, but they didn't even get any retention, right?
No, that's true, yeah.
What did they say on the Tales of the North here? He who came with no retention.
If we can...
Think about at this year's deadline. Everybody was retained on. The majority of moves had some sort of retention. The Oilers didn't even seem it necessary to try to get any sort of retention here on Stetcher.
But not shooting a little higher would be going for somebody else. I don't know, name the name, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That could be the argument from some people, but
no, I think here's the thing that people don't maybe yet realize is I think he might be better than the other two guys that they have. So
fair enough.
Let's get a look at him. They didn't get I don't think the Oilers in their mind were trading for a number 7. I think the Oilers as a staff were and this is not me having any inside information or anything. This is just me having an opinion on it. I think they were probably sitting around being let's find somebody that we could at least rotate in and out with these guys and could possibly be a better fit for our group. And I think that's what they did in Stetcher.
But it wasn't your Alexander Carrier and the names that we were talking about. But I'm all for it. I want to see what he can do. Again, it's a different ingredient to the recipe that is on the blue line for the Oilers. So get him going, get him up to speed, and yeah, I like him in that slot right now for tonight's game.
Well, and we have to remember the other game that he played in was on short notice.
Yeah.
And on his offside.
Yeah.
Right now he's going to settle in alongside Darnell Nurse on the right side where he's used to playing. This dude is 2 good passes up to center ice away from being in the lineup every single game. If he can move the puck, cleanly to McDavid and Draisaitl with speed to the neutral zone, he's going to be in the lineup.
Nasty chat. RCN Stetcher's going to throw some good stretch passes and not be taken out of the lineup again. Penner's Pancakes immediately follows up. Stetcher is going to surprise people. How big of a surprise would it be, I guess? I mean, you're sitting here. We're sitting here this morning saying, be warned that he could be doing these good things.
I don't want to be guy who throws shade at Desharnais and or Cece, but having somebody come in and play as good or slightly better than them would not be a major surprise. So let's see how it works. That's the one tonight, they should beat Montreal. They should probably beat Montreal by 2 goals or more. But what I'm most looking forward to is seeing Stetcher on the right side in the top 4 and seeing how he plays alongside Darnell Nurse. If you come away from tonight's game and go, not once were you damn, Stetcher, you screwed up, then he stays in the lineup to me. But
yeah. Anything else is a bonus, really, hey?
We'll see how it goes.
It's exciting, eh? It's like opening a new toy Christmas morning.
Yeah, I think for him, he can't be sitting there going, well, there's no chance I'm going to play on this right side.
Is Stetcher thinking that? Or
yeah, if you're Stetcher, you got to be looking at it going, can I play just as good, if not better, than these two guys?
Oh yeah, and I don't think it's not so much stacking them up against each other and who's better, but as you mentioned to start this whole conversation, it's something different. All you got to do is go out there and be yourself and play your own game, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's really enough.
Guys, the only negative I can possibly see is if Vinny is healthy, it's probably disappointing to be scratched against his hometown team. Could wait to play Stetcher against Buffalo on Thursday. Yeah, but I mean, even if his finger is a little bit banged up, give him a rest for a couple of games. It's not the end of the world. Gazzola brought up on the oil stream again that Knobloch yesterday did say that they're still thinking about getting Broberg up here to get him into some games prior to the playoffs as well, which would be, if it's not injury related, I sure hope they don't bring him up and also slot him in over on the right side. I mean, I guess at that point you're like, maybe Broberg gets some games when they've like locked up second and can't catch first or something, and they're like, okay, give Kulak a couple of nights off and get Broberg some game action. Like maybe that's where it ends up being. I'm with you, Dusty. The minute they acquired Stetcher, CC became their number 7. Well, I didn't go that far. I just said I think Stetcher can outplay these guys. Or he's capable of it. I'm not sitting here guaranteeing he will, but I think it's something that he could be capable of, and might as well get a look at him alongside Darnell Nurse. That's the spot. Right? It's not ideal to be sitting here post trade deadline and just being like, you're rotating people through and being like, who's going to work with Nurse? Who's going to work with? But that, I mean, you're kind of there right now. So
what's a good night from him tonight? I know where's it here?
I don't know, make good heads up passes.
Casino Dealer Jay, if his plus minus is 0 tonight, then he did a good job. I know there's a bit of tongue in cheek in there, I'm sure, but
let's just watch the game. Let's just watch the game and see how it goes.
Boys, I got slapped in the face when I was younger when I was in Montreal by a beautiful girl. I said the wrong word in French to her. Atif. So there's your little Montreal connection this morning from Atif. Take me there, hey?
Kind of figured he'd have a story like that.
What street corner was he on, or back alley?
Oh, Atif. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. You also hit us up in the nasty chat. If you are watching on YouTube, please hammer the thumbs up. We would appreciate that. We're at 63. Come on, this is the 6 o'clock hour. We're having a lot of fun here. Do another clip here. Pick another year, Eric. Pick another year. Let's
keep going. 2015. Keep it.
All right. The year is 2015. The place is down the street in the old 1260 building.
Sunwapta building.
Let's see here. Oh, man. Abutski's going to hate this, but episode 5 of Stalking Connor. Is this the Mundare Sausage Party? I think this might be the Mundare Sausage Party.
Connor, leave a message.
What's up? Connor, it's me, Mess, the Moose. I saw the update yesterday, and believe me when I say I'm breathing a sigh of relief this morning. You handle the media well. I'm so proud of you. I used to talk to the media too. Weird, right? Anyway, how does a quick road trip sound? 2 words, Mundare. You better be excited. It's home to the world's largest Ukrainian sausage. It's 42 feet tall. You've got to see it. Do you like sausage? I love sausage, and I hope you do too. I'm gathering up some buddies, and we're heading out there. I was thinking maybe you could join us for our sausage party. That sounds like a good time, right? Just the boys together for a big old sausage party in Mundare. You don't want to miss this. It's Mess. Call me Connor. Call me, it's Mess.
Oh, Stalking Connor, episode 5.
It's Mess.
Made the top 10 of 2015. Yeah. The Mundare Sausage Party. What an episode. What an episode of Stalking Connor. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right, let's get into I Says Pardon. I Says Pardon is brought to you by Lawyer Central. Get a clean slate at an affordable rate with lawyer-central.com/pardons, or call 1-888-288-8177. And hey, look, you made a mistake. You got a little criminal record. You don't have to sit on it. I can't travel here. I can't work there. There's so many things that you still can do if you get that slate wiped clean, and they'll do that for you. www.lawyer-central.com/pardons, or any sort of like personal legal issues that you're dealing with. They got you covered there as well. Just lawyer-central.com, or give them a call, 1-888-288-8177, 1-888-288-8177. And I says pardon today is a report that there's going to be like an NHL behind-the-scenes docu-series following 10 players. It's going to be available on Prime, so they're taking a page out of Drive to Survive. They're taking a page out of Full Swing, and the National Hockey League is going to try to dive into this game and follow 10 players and see how it goes. Now, in Formula One, with the Drive to Survive, I've been watching the new season. I'm about 6-7 episodes in. It's been excellent. This season has been awesome for Drive to Survive. Next season will even be better with all this Lewis Hamilton Ferrari stuff. That's going to be a couple of amazing episodes. I've dabbled in the Full Swing one a little bit. That might be the better comparable to what the NHL is hoping to do, just because in Drive to Survive, they cover like all 20 dudes, right? In golf, they selected, 5 or 6. Now they're going to do 10 in the National Hockey League. I mean, if done right, and if the right players are chosen here that have some personality, have some character, it could be really good. I don't know if I'd say it's going to be like amazing for the league, like how Drive to Survive was to kind of boost Formula One onto the scene, but I'm very much intrigued by it.
Anytime you can get a peek behind the curtain, right? I mean, it's somebody comes in here for a gift certificate and showing them the room, right? Like, people like that. People like to see what's going on behind the scenes. You can have a lot of fun with this. I mean, the Pierre-Luc Dubois story, please. Like, give it to me.
Well, that's like I want them to get some dudes who have some drama around them. Like, we just
a little bit of drama, yeah. Like positive, negative, whatever. But you do want a few answers as well, I think, in all this. And I think a few of them could come out in some of these cases. But I just hope that it isn't. And we were all talking off the air before the show. I hope the NHL kind of maybe calls somebody up and says, "Hey, you have experience like Prime or whatever." But
have somebody.
It's not so hockey centric like things usually are. Like, but this is not a guy playing with his dog out in the park, and like, I have a dog, and usually like to play fetch. That's great.
Yeah.
A little something else. Like, get
behind the scenes. I want to meet.
But something more, some peeled back, an extra layer, if you will.
I think I'd like to see, like, I don't want to go back to their amazing crib and have them hang out at home. I'd like to see, like, the trials and tribulations of, you know what? He was in the top 6, but now he's on the third line. And he kind of opens up about, like, what it, like that.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want that type of behind the scenes stuff. Not so much, he's got 3 vehicles and, lives a great millionaire life. Like, I want to see the drama of a hockey season locked in here. I think that's how you suck people in.
And so it's in the fall. So it would be based off this current season.
It would be based off this season. They must be shooting it right now.
In terms of storylines and stuff, I mean, just looking around the league, obviously here at home, the Oilers, McDavid, that's given the season that it's been thus far, you could have followed them around.
It would be good if there was an Oiler on this with the start, and then that's the type of team drama that you want to see. Like, take it to St. Louis where they had a coaching change.
Maybe
put somebody in Chicago, but it's not Bedard.
Johnny Gaudreau's time as a Blue Jacket. Like there's lots of funnier stories. I mean, you could get a little serious as well, but I just don't. I'm sure the Leafs will be focused hard and heavy in some form or fashion.
There'll probably be a Maple Leaf. I mean, if they were really smart, they'd probably just get somebody from all Canadian teams, and then like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, like the bigger type of markets. Trev, what do you think? What do you think about this? Like, in a world where so much good content is available, you can't just come in with some cookie cutter stuff and think it's going to move the needle.
Yeah, I'm so for it. I think it's going to be great. Like, if done right, like, this is the stuff people love. Like, you love the behind the scenes stuff, but if they focus on hockey, they need to get someone that has done this before, because I can totally see them hyping it up, and then you're just like, what am I watching, right? So yeah, you want to go for players that are marketable, the players that have storylines. One thing that would be cool is Ovechkin's chase to catching Gretzky's. If they can capulate that would be
that'd be
really,
cool.
really
Like,
cool.
if this makes another season, and in like 2 seasons from now.
So there's certain ways to go about it, but as far as fans go, and if they do it right, I think this could be a home run. Another player, he's kind of been Sidney Crosby. He's a mystery man, right? It would be really cool to see, like, what a day in the life. But maybe they're like, well, this is kind of boring. So let's.
There's nothing going on there. Anyways.
What did they say? 10 players?
Yeah, 10
Have they
players.
said how many episodes? Like, I'm
hear
curious
that.
to go. Like, is it 10 episodes and each episode is on one player's season and kind of that's how it works? Or are they popping in and out of 10 players and it's 5 players in episode 2 and then they circle back around to the 5 guys from episode 1?
I hope it's kind of a mix like that.
Yeah, I would
prefer
like to see that type of.
That's because that's the
at
Drive
least
to
have
Survive
2 or
type of-
3
yeah,
guys tied into every sort of episode, and then maybe when they have like a head-to-head game, it'd be nice if you could kind of tie some rivals into this, and I don't know. There's a lot of potential there.
What about even like Kelly McCrimmon behind the scenes?
Yeah,
doing
like
everything he
the
does. Like,
Vegas deadline
sign
episode
me up,
or
man.
something like that.
I'll PVR it.
RCN says John Tortorella. Yeah, I don't think Tort's going to sign on with this. I don't even know if he'd allow Flyers to sign on for this. But, I also don't want just 10 superstars either. Like, I'd like to see a mix of a third-line guy.
Give me a bottom 6. Yeah.
A backup goalie. Just sitting on the bench being like, this is like tough to
a healthy scratch
to not play all the time. And
Pinto's suspension.
I think there's like a lot of good stories and ways to go about it. I hope it's not like, let's take a look at their lives away from the rink. No, if you're going to attract hockey fans, you need to dive into the hockey drama around these guys. So a lot of potential. I love that they're doing it. And that's why when I saw it yesterday, I was like, I says pardon.
Sure.
This is great. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Yes, Paul Yarby's journey from Wilkes-Barre to Raleigh, North Carolina.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that for sure. I think that would be
man,
great.
if that's like the first episode 1.
Yeah.
They drive people wild.
People would hate
disrespect.
It. This is unbelievable. You know what? As weird as it sounds, like Connor Brown's season would be something.
Well,
you're coming back off injuries. You're landing in a place where you're familiar with people and the coach, and then you have this horrible schneid that you're on. And
what's game 32 look like for
and
them?
then the ovation, that would probably be like the best story of stories for the Oilers this year. Would be like from a drama perspective. That'd be interesting.
Penner's Pancakes wants Dark Side of the Rink. I don't know if we're quite there yet.
I mean, that's like
Dark Side of the Ring. That's actually, I mean, that's the type of info you want.
Dr. Dry is in it, says Rempe breaking into the league.
Okay, that's another one. Yeah,
give us a couple of episodes where he's sprinkled in there a little bit.
But you could do it. That could be a sub story within a story.
Yeah, within the story. No, I hope they do it right. I hope they do it right.
The Fanatics deal getting signed off.
Yeah, sending out jerseys with Draisaitl on the back in '97. Excellent work over there. All right, what do you think? Hit us up, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Brad from Crossfield says, full swing too, behind the scenes of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You coming up from the bottle there, are you?
That's pretty good, man. Brad from Crossfield. That's a legit run at Text of the Day for A and W. I like it. By the way, Burgers to MS, to end MS, huge campaign. And the 50-50 tonight at the Oilers game, benefiting Canada MS Canada. So make sure you get your tickets when you go tonight. Like usually if you're like, I usually do $10, do $20 tonight. It's a great cause. And do that tonight at the game. Maybe you end up winning with the ticket that you bought that you don't usually buy. Right?
You can't win unless you buy it.
Craig Button is on the way. Keyword for Vegas in 45 minutes. Confessions around 7:30. Cool Bet hotline of the day on a full slate in the National Hockey League. We always love the Tuesday schedules. So we'll get into that. But Button's on the way for Pro-Am Sports. Make sure to stick around for that. Eric's got a sports update with more information on a curling event that begins tomorrow here in our wonderful city.
Light night in the NHL. Capitals moving into the second wildcard spot on the East with a 5-2 win over the Flames, while Jeff Skinner had a hat trick, leading Buffalo over the Kraken 6-2. Seattle have dropped 5 straight. Oilers Canadiens tonight from Rogers Place, one of 13 games around the NHL. Tom Gazzola will be live at Hudson's on Bourbon Street. He'll have your Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage beginning at 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn Radio app, and of course on YouTube. NBA from last night, Lakers 136-105 winners over Atlanta, while the Knicks knock off the Warriors 119-112. to pick up their 4th straight win. AJHL playoffs continuing last night. Grand Prairie edging out Calgary 3-2. Calgary lead that series 2-1. 4 games later tonight, Drumheller at home to Bonnyville, Grand Prairie hosting Calgary, Canmore at home to Lloyd, and Whitecourt visiting Camrose. Battle of the unbeaten rinks at the Women's World's Curling Championships from Nova Scotia this morning. Rachel Homan's Team Canada taking on 4-0 Italy. That's a game you can catch live right now on TSN. The 2 rinks are even at 2, with Italy holding the hammer. The Edmonton Blind Curling Club is hosting the 50th Western Canadian Blind and Vision Impaired Curling Championships March 20th to 23rd at the Granite Curling Club. Come out and support visually impaired athletes as they look to become champions of the West.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.03 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for joining us. You can hit us up anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And you could end up winning text of the day for A&W. Got a nice little gift certificate to A&W. Keep those text messages rolling in. The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation and MS Canada are calling on all of oil country to rally together in support of Albertans living with MS through the Oilers 50-50 presented by A&W tonight. At the Habs, visit the Oilers at Rogers Place. So make sure you pick up your tickets tonight. We got a little teen burger drop-off coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning. Where's that old Jeffrey Walker? When you need him. Walker
I'm just saying, if he pops in like the A&W guy when he delivered us Whistle Dogs, wouldn't that be a surprise this morning?
That would have been pretty. That would have been pretty amazing. Guys, I just wanted to let you know that this is a text to the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, keyword for Vegas, coming up in about 40 minutes. Guys, I just wanted to let you know that even though I listen on iHeart, I still go to the YouTube stream and hit the thumbs up. So easy. Not doing it is like not tipping your delivery driver.
Yeah, I even pop into the Hangout, even when I'm not, like, you just
you pop in and give the Hangout a thumbs up.
Give it a thumb.
Guy.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost anything.
Bottom line is we appreciate the support, whether it comes in just listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com or watching on YouTube and hitting the thumbs up or downloading the podcast after the fact. You can obviously do that as well, and a lot of people consume the show in different ways. Our Hockey Insiders are brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. They've got a private signing with Ethan Morrow. That deadline is March 27th. Vincent Desharnais, his deadline is April 3rd. And Ryan Smith, Saturday, April 6th, the deadline to get your items in for Smitty. Hop online at proamsports.ca to get more information on all of those signings. And let's bring in Craig Button, who's going to join us. We're set up the Oilers and the Montreal Canadiens. Mr. Button, good morning. How you doing, sir?
I am really good. First day of spring, I think about 9:09 Mountain Time tonight. So, you know, right somewhere during the Oilers Canadiens game, spring will sprung.
That's good. And then it's supposed to get like minus 15 this week here for a day or something, isn't it? Like
real quick.
Yeah, it was beautiful here the last few days. So yeah, we did a quick turnaround.
We've had 2 springs already.
Quick turnaround.
We were outside playing pickleball yesterday afternoon for 2 hours.
My God.
Unbelievable. Like I said, I don't think I've played outdoors this early ever in Alberta.
Do you prefer indoor pickleball or outdoor pickleball?
Well, I prefer indoor when it's minus 15 outside. You know, I prefer outdoor. You look at, there's more room to maneuver. You know, it just feels like the walls. I felt like my game really had more width and depth outdoors than it does indoors. I'm constrained indoors.
Craig, we were just talking. We'll get to the Oilers and Habs. I want to talk a little bit about the Habs and their rebuild, or however we want to describe it. But we were just talking about the reports yesterday that the NHL is going to go with the docu-style series following some players. They're going to have it on Prime. Obviously, we know what it did for Formula One. That blew up, got me sucked. It got a lot of us sucked into Formula One. Golf has done it with the full swing thing. What do you think this could do for the National Hockey League, telling the stories of some of their players who we might not really know that much about?
Well, and what you're trying to do is put a spotlight on the players. The players are, we see them on the ice and all their brilliance and everything that goes with it. But to see them behind the scenes, to take people behind the scenes, it's been a curtain that's been drawn for a long time, and people. Yeah, as you know, Dustin and Eric, I mean, we get behind the scenes, we get a little glimpse of what's going on, we get to know the players, but to give the fans a real great opportunity, to the masses, shall we say, for people to see, I think it's great. I think it's awesome for people to see the players in a different light. Just like you talk about the F1 series, it's what got us, I would say, what's got us all hooked. And it didn't just, and F1 wasn't just about the drivers, it was about everything going on. And I think it's awesome that something like that was available for everybody to see. And I think it could be just as awesome with the NHL.
Craig, what would you pick from this season as it currently has been in terms of storylines, whether it's a player or a market or what have you? Where would Craig Button, if you were in the director's chair?
You're the producer,
where are you taking this thing for episode 1?
Well, I think you have to take it to where the stars are, right? And what would be fascinating, knowing what we know now, is to say we're starting with the Edmonton Oilers on day one, right? And you're seeing, like, oh my Lord, this team that is picked to go to the Stanley Cup, they're struggling mightily, and then the turnaround. It would be fascinating, wouldn't it? Like, to me, that would be. And so next year, if you have to pick something, what would it be? But that would be the story this year. To me, that's the story of the NHL this year. And the story is not completed yet because, McDavid, you think about where was he, like 153rd in scoring, and everybody's going, what's wrong with him? Is his career over? It's comical to think that a player can run into a stretch of 20 games where he's not anywhere near his level that we all knew, and people are sounding the alarm bells. It would be fascinating to Connor, what's he feeling, what are other players feeling, everybody. That, to me, is the story of this season.
Yeah, now he's trying to push for an Art Ross, pushing towards 100 assists on the season. The Oilers are back in the mix, Stanley Cup contender, trying to track down Vancouver for top. Like, when we were first talking about it, it felt like a little bit of a homer play because we're in Edmonton.
Well, that's what you don't want to do.
Boy, this season has been like,
tough to ignore,
it would be quite the story for sure. Hey, quickly, go ahead, Craig.
And Dustin, real quickly with the star power. You want to put the biggest star on it, right? So the story. You would start out and go, okay, we're going to follow the Edmonton Oilers, right? So that would be a no-brainer to me. And then the way the season unfolded, and like I said, lots of runway here to follow it through. Well, to me, that's the story. That really, to me, is the story of this NHL season.
Quickly, let's stick with this because we talked about how that would be on the focus of the players. Mike Modano, honored in Dallas, focus of the player down there as well. Got a statue next to Dirk. I believe you were down there for that. What was that like in Dallas, seeing Mike Modano honored?
Well, it really is, because what you think about, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful event. You run into a lot of people, and certainly you think about Mike. And we were lucky, and you don't even realize sometimes how lucky you are. But when we moved from Minnesota to Dallas in 1993, Troy Aikman was the star quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. And we show up, and we have a rugged team. We have Shane Churla, Basil McGrath. We have a team, Darian Hatcher. We have a team that doesn't mind, playing a rugged, heavy, physical style. And we had Mike Modano. We had the American superstar, the player that looked just like Troy Aikman. It just attracted so many people to Dallas. He only scored 50 goals one time in his career, and it was in the first year in Dallas. And one of the most interesting things about it was Mike really was the face of hockey in Dallas. And with everything that he did, the star power, the graciousness that he had as a person, and everything that went with it, it was absolutely wonderful. They had a montage. Obviously, you're going to have a montage of a lot of moments of Mike. And one of the things that was fascinating was they're doing the play-by-play of his 50th goal in Dallas. the person that was talking about it was Joe Micheletti, his father-in-law, because Joe Mick was doing the broadcast.
Okay, that's cool.
So,
yeah, that's cool.
Oh, it was so cool. Like, just not planned. People, oh yeah, that's Joe Mick. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful to see Mike. I look at Mike, he's got 5 kids. The kids are, just busy, as you would expect 5 kids to be. Mike looks wonderful. And I think when you consider everything he meant to the Dallas hockey community, he became Dallas's hockey shooting star, shall we say.
Craig, before we move off of this, and we do want to get to the Oilers and Habs, just when you mentioned the name Shane Churla, I don't know if we've ever talked to you about being part of that organization when Pavel Bure tried to take his head off. What was the reaction like those couple of days?
Well, it was in the playoffs, and it was really interesting because Pavel Bure, and it was game 1 against Vancouver, and you're going to go after the other team's best players, and Pavel was their best player. What was wonderful about Churla had hit Pavel earlier in the game, and Churla had come across, and Bure threw the elbow right up and went right at him. It was wonderful. Honestly, I remember Bob Gainey, who was our coach and manager. Brian Burke was with the NHL player safety. He was the vice president of hockey ops. And I remember him phoning down, and he said, there better not be any antics in game 2. And Bob Gainey goes, antics? What are you talking about? He goes, it's exactly the way you'd like to see somebody respond. We went after Bure, and Bure said, I ain't taking any of that. Take this.
Yeah.
There was a lot of respect for Bure, I'll tell you.
As far as like superstars clearing their own path.
Just watching
I don't know if anybody ever did it better than Pavel Bure in that moment, man. Like, my God.
A lot of respect there, Dustin. There was a lot of respect. And, it was interesting. That was our first year there. We swept the St. Louis Blues in round 1. That was the year that the Vancouver Canucks went into Calgary, double overtime in game 7. Bure scored it. And, we're sitting there waiting. We'd had a decent year. Oh, God, we got Vancouver. They came in, and we thought that we were just going to roll. They made mincemeat out of us. We won 1 game. That was the 2-3 series.
Yeah.
And the only reason, they got 3 home games, only because they wanted to get 3 home games. And they lost in game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final that year. It was amazing. A perfect example of a team getting on a roll and a run. And we had no chance against that Vancouver team. They steamrolled us.
Craig Button with us on the show this morning, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Oilers versus the Montreal Canadiens tonight. We'll get to the Habs in a second. Stetcher was practicing yesterday alongside Darnell Nurse. He's got into the 1 game kind of on short notice when Ekholm was sick, played on the offside. When we look at, as far as deadline day pickups go, he was kind of like, people are like, well, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. Is he a number 7? But he plays like 17, 18, 19 minutes a night when he's in Arizona. And I think the fact that he's different than Ceci or Desharnais really kind of give him a chance to prove some value on this blue line, doesn't it?
You nailed it. I don't think there's any better way to put it, Dustin, is that show what you have. And to show what you have, you need opportunity to show that. And I think it's something. Troy has been he's a real cagey, smart player. And, we can look at Troy's stature and say, oh boy, he's only so tall and everything. But he's smart. He's cagey. He's competitive. So you're looking at different areas of the game. You're trying to complement different players with his style of play. And for Chris Knobloch and Paul Coffey, just to see how he handles things, put him into the different spots. To me, it was a trade that certainly adds to the depth of the blue on the blue line. But I don't think Troy is just a depth player. I think that he can get in there and give you really good, meaningful, contributing minutes.
As for the Montreal Canadiens on the other side of this thing, a team that's being built around some younger pieces that are extremely talented. Has this season gone kind of the way you expected it to go? And would you say that this retooling and rebuilding of the Habs is on the right path?
It is on the right path, but it's early on the path.
Yeah.
And they've been competitive. They've been in a lot of 1-goal games. They're pushing, they're right around, even in terms of their play. But you look at the where they're at. They're not great offensively. In fact, they're bottom of the league. And when I say bottom quarter, they're bottom quarter defensively. And when you're working with the rebuild, the retool, the youth movement, it's always going to start out good. It's always going to look good early. It's what you do with it to keep it moving along. The Buffalo Sabres have been retooling for 13 years. No, there's a lot of teams that find themselves in this spot, right? And obviously that's where you go to. I mean, the Arizona Coyotes, earlier this year we're talking, could they make the playoffs this year? I mean, they're a bottom 5 team in the league. So, there's hope. There always is hope with it, but there has to be some moments where there's meaningful progress. I think that for Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens, the meaningful progress, they're going to have to take steps this summer. They have 23 picks or maybe 24 now in this draft, the next draft. They have a cupboard full of prospects. You're going to have to start being creative with trying to acquire better players, the players that can play right now. Because if not, you're going to be in a perpetual rebuild and you're going to be perpetually at the bottom of the league.
Craig, it is still the NHL, though, so outside of themselves, who or what do the Oilers have to fear tonight, if anything? I mean, what challenge does this Habs team bring? You mentioned the offense, the defense. I mean, is it goaltending? The special teams aren't exactly lighting the world on fire either. So what is it from Montreal tonight that would pose a concern for the Oilers, if anything, outside of the Oilers actually themselves in a game like this?
Yeah, it's interesting, Eric, because my whole mindset in games like this has always been kill their spirit early. Just kill their spirit early. Like, I'm not trying to be – they don't have anything that should scare you. They don't have anything that you go, okay, we got to do this. Obviously, like any other team, you're right, Eric, they're in the NHL. You treat them with respect and everything. But treating a team with respect does not mean not killing their spirit early. Teams that able to hang around. I don't think the Montreal Canadiens are coming into the game versus Edmonton going, boy, okay, it's not like Colorado coming in there going, yeah, we got a real chance to win. But if you give them the belief that maybe by being here they can win, now all of a sudden the game becomes harder. Not that the game isn't hard. To me, for the Oilers, it's real simple. Get after them early, beat them down early. Maybe McDavid gets 5 assists and moves closer to 100 assists. Not that you're thinking that way, but that's the way I look at it, Eric. Like just the Winnipeg Jets, they did exactly that versus the Anaheim Ducks on Friday and Columbus on Sunday. They just said, "Oh yeah, you're our opponent. Okay, great."
It's the time of
that's what I think.
That's the time of the season, right? Like, as you mentioned, the spirit, if they have any, should be pretty weak by now. So
yeah, go out and get on them early. I like that. Craig, as always, man, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot for the time.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Have a great day.
There you go. That's Craig Button, one of the nicest dudes ever, eh? That's a great chat. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, where I said they do have the signings locked and loaded with Smitty, Desharnais, and Ethan Morrow. For more on that, visit proamsports.ca. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 on the Oilers and the Habs tonight. I thought Button made an interesting point. He says they don't have anything that can scare you. Like, there's nothing that scares you.
Well,
but at the same time, if you don't get on them early, you give them this sort of sense of hope that, hey, maybe we can pull this thing off, right?
You get this all the time when you talk about the lesser thans, and the game in Columbus, you're like, oh, yeah, it should be, and then they don't. And then you're like, well, they are all pro teams, and they're pro players, but yes, March 19th, I mean, the Habs aren't exactly in any race. They're not playing for any in-season tournament trophy or banner or something like that, right? They're thinking next year country, and that's why I included the Oilers themselves, and perhaps sometimes they do take these teams not as serious as maybe you should, given even where they are in the standings. So I do like where he says, jump on them. But it's one of those games, too, where you mentioned the building's going to be rocking. There's going to be the Habs fans there.
Fans will be there.
As somebody
but that
texted
should get the Oilers fired up.
It should, but it's going to have that a bit of a playoff atmosphere with only one playoff contending team in it. But I just find these games interesting, especially for the Edmonton Oilers. The Saturday nights against the Avalanche, not really worried too much. They get up for those. It's fine. They answer the bell, but these Tuesday nighters, you're
coming off a game on Saturday, couple days here. I mean, I think the Oilers should be firing on all cylinders.
They should. I'm not.
And win comfortably. But either way, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. We're going to get to some stuff with Coolbet. But let's do this right now. We do have a gift certificate to Hudson's. We've got a $50 gift certificate to Hudson's that we can give away. All you have to do is text in, "Hey, Tommy."
I was going to say 50. That's very generous of you.
Text in, "Hey, Tommy," and join him tonight. Join Tom Gazzola tonight, pregame, postgame. Text in, "Hey, Tommy," and we will pick one of you. You will win a gift certificate to Hudson's, and if you swing by and pick it up today, you could end up using it tonight if you want to go by and see Tommy. Or if you just go in and see Tommy tonight and just ask him politely. He's got 10s and 20s. He's got a stack of 10s and 20s like this. So
don't overthink it.
Tommy
with Tommy, the key is politeness. Just, it's nothing. You don't have to, do anything, handshakes, anything like that. Hello, Tommy. Good evening. You're
West Edmonton Mall.
Looking good.
Bourbon Street, Hudson's. Pregame show. What time's pregame show going tonight, Trev? What are we looking at there?
That's a good question.
5:30? I think it's a 5:30.
Yeah.
You are working it, right, Trev?
I have sports tonight.
Oh, you got sports tonight.
Oh.
You're still playing sports tonight?
Yep.
Well, it's 7
Mountain,
so it should be 5:30.
So 5:30 was active commentary. And Tommy, what's the sport tonight?
Got dodgeball.
I thought you guys just finished playoffs.
Oh.
Is it
No.
basketball?
I thought we did too. We got 2 more weeks.
Oh.
It was, so we got dodgeball tonight, and I cannot wait.
Good. Are you a good dodgeball player?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy.
It's fun.
Very humble and confident. I like it.
Well, dodgeball, it's kind of silly, like with the dodgeball rules, because we played it like maybe a month ago now, but if you get a headshot, you're out, which is kind of ridiculous. But I don't know. Some of the rules I don't really agree with.
Are you more of a stay-at-home guy, or do you like to kind of push up the court?
No, I push.
Yeah.
I'm always the first one out, usually.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to try to hide and only try to catch things.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
True, yeah. It's last one standing, right?
Trev, you've seen the movie Dodgeball?
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
I hope you have. Yeah. All right. Obama Guy's in and says, YouTube Trev going to sport ball? I do like that idea. I should register you in sport ball.
Coach sport.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Is it just for kids? Is there an age limit on that?
Well, it's no, there's not an adult one. It's just mostly for kids.
Well, every time you bring it up, I was like, man, I wish I had
would that
that
not have been
back home.
awesome?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Sign your kids up for sport ball today. Sportball.ca. They got the summer programs and stuff up right now over at sportball.ca. Lots of people saying, "Hey, Dusty, how many E's?" And "Hey, Tommy." As many E's as you want. You can just go, you can say, "Hey, Tommy." You can full-blown menopause Nick this thing and be like, "Hey, Tommy."
But no "Hey, Toms."
No.
We will not. It's got to be Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Zacticum and Gazzola, and I'm assuming Cass tonight on the pre- and post-game for the Oilers and the Habs this evening. Tommy will be at the West Edmonton Mall, Bourbon Street location of Hudson's. And Hudson's is busy, man. It's been good. We've been seeing some good crowds out for these games. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. All right, you can text us anytime. Let's get into your Cool Bet hotline of the day. We hit yesterday the Washington Capitals delivering for us as a plus 116-ish underdog. So that's 1 for 1. Yesterday in the Lock Shop, we said we like both road teams. Lock Shop's been rolling pretty good lately. We're going to get into a big NHL slate tonight in the Lock Shop today at 11 o'clock. Make sure you join us. You also have a chance to qualify for the trip to Vegas, and your odds are a lot better on the Lock Shop and the Hangout and on Two Guys today than they are right now in the mornings when people aren't at work yet and everybody's watching or listening. So be sure you pop on to the Lock Shop today. You have a pretty good chance to qualify for that trip to Vegas. Our keyword coming up here in about 20 minutes this morning. We'll do that around 7:45. We got to go to this Oilers Habs game tonight. For you said special teams, on the Habs, not really.
No, I mean nothing's really jumping off the page when it comes. So pick your choose.
Well, I think the play tonight here is the Oilers and the Habs, and mostly the Oilers driving this. But what do we think about over 1.5 power play goals in the game tonight at plus 100?
Montreal 27th out of the 32 teams in PK percentage. So
this PP is gonna feast.
Feast.
Of course, as many of you will text in or say on YouTube, yeah, if they get the calls. And there's always that. There's always that element of it.
We're already doing officiating, hey?
But
mark it down, 726 in the morning.
Like if you were to play this, like the money line's minus 376, not even worth really throwing into a parlay. The puck line, which is the Oilers to win by 2 or more, is minus 145, which I guess we could make but that just doesn't seem enough. You go player goals tonight. Let's see, what do we got for goals tonight? McDavid 105, Hyman 105, Draisaitl plus 107. This is an interesting way to look at it because you can get over 1.5 power play goals at plus 100. Or you could just take Draisaitl at plus 107 to score. And if he does score, it's probably on the power play. So your value there, I mean, you'd only need the 1 goal as opposed to the 2. What do you think, Rick? I'm going to leave this up to you. Draisaitl scores tonight or over 1.5 power play goals in the game?
Well, Draisaitl's got to pick it up from his lackadaisical efforts Saturday night.
I like that. That's
and
a good
based
narrative.
off the fact that you can always use the refs as an X factor, and I mean, who's to say they even get the calls to put them in a position to get the.
So we're going Draisaitl.
Give me Leon, yeah.
Draisaitl bounce back against the Habs to score tonight, plus 107. That is your cool bet hotline of the day. Leon Draisaitl to score tonight, plus 107. You can find that with our great partners over at coolbet.com, where we are in the early stages of putting together a poker tournament online with CoolBet.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hudson and I will get some Winnipeg Sports Talk, Edmonton Sports Talk, lock shoppers, and put together an online poker tournament at CoolBet.
I like this.
Which could be a lot of fun.
Just Rounders quotes being thrown out.
The whole time.
That's the whole.
I just.
You eating Oreos?
Yeah.
How does this work? When does
we got to work on a date. We got to work on all the details. This is early content. This is not what the big meeting was about. But there's going to be a meeting about a CoolBet EST WST lock shop poker tournament online.
Will this be like some sort of thing where it's like a convention and we all flock physically to a center? Like
no,
this
online.
will be an online thing.
It'd be at your own house, just chilling.
I almost like the make the trek once a year.
Oh, that'd be great.
Tournament,
everybody rolling for the tournament. That would be a lot of fun. But it's very easy to do it online. So
I like meeting in the middle in like Saskatoon or something.
Well, what if for us around here, if you want to play in the tourney, we bring in our laptops, sit in the room over there, and play with the laptops.
Here we are.
But we're all sitting there as well.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not a bad idea.
Looks like a bot farm in here, hey?
I always wanted to start a bot farm. That'd be cool. That'd be really neat.
You haven't seen the one downstairs yet, have you?
Nope, not yet. The CoolBet hotline of the day, Leon Draisaitl scored tonight, plus 107. We went 4 for 5 last week. We started with a dub yesterday, so we are 5 for the last 6 with the CoolBet hotline of the day. Let's try to keep that bad boy rolling. We are about 15 minutes away from your keyword for Vegas. First of 4 opportunities to qualify here on Edmonton Sports Talk today. If you would like to win a trip down to Vegas, 2 nonstop flights, fly YEG, straight down to Vegas. Gotta love. There's nothing better than rolling into that Vegas airport, baby. Right? It's way different coming home, but on the way down, you're like, oh, we're here, man.
I told you, even stepping off the flight as you arrive on time, nonstop,
right there, like,
and
boom,
getting into that Uber, the cruise of the.
We arrived early.
Yeah,
we arrived like 11 minutes early in Vegas.
Fly YEG.
It was incredible. So we're gonna give away a trip, 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to a Cirque show.
Yeah, you can. You can speed up in the sky.
Oh,
hey?
yeah,
Like there's no.
You can probably go
limits.
as fast as you want in the sky.
Somebody pull you over?
There's no police.
No,
there's no police plane in the sky pulling you over.
Thought about that.
Pilot's looking. He's like, damn it.
Yeah.
See those cherries back there? We're in trouble. Excuse me, sir. Can you please pull over?
Notch it up a bit. Like
how about no?
We're already going fast. Let's go faster. Yeah.
All right, let's get to a sports update. Confessions on the other side for Spectrum Rental. What do you need to get off your chest today? What do you need to confess today? Work confessions, life confessions, family confessions, fantasy sports confessions. What do you need to confess? 780-218-9999. Let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric.
Oilers and Habs tonight. It'll be one of 13 games around the NHL. Tom Gazzola will have your Oil Stream pregame show. He'll be live at Hudson's on Bourbon Street. Pop by and say hi. Coverage begins at 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn Radio app, and on YouTube. Last night, the Capitals moving into the second Eastern wildcard spot with a 5-2 win over the Flames. Jeff Skinner with a hat trick, leading Buffalo to a 6-2 win over the Kraken. Seattle have lost 5 straight. 5 games around the NBA later tonight. The Raptors are back in action tomorrow when they host Sacramento. Last night it was the Lakers over Atlanta, 136-105. AJHL playoffs continuing last night. Grand Prairie getting past Calgary 3-2. Calgary lead that series 2-1. 4 games around the postseason tonight. Drumheller hosting Bonnyville, Calgary visiting Grand Prairie, Canmore at home to Lloyd, and Whitecourt on the road in Camrose. Battle of the Unbeaten Rinks at the Women's World Curling Championships this morning from Nova Scotia as Rachel Homan's Team Canada are up against a 4-0 Italy squad. Can give you an updated score here. So it looks like Italy is currently leading 4-3 in the 6th end. Sports Update brought to you by Park Mazda, where dealer principal Mitch Lewicki would like to wish everyone listening a happy Halloud this morning.
Halloud! If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Yo, YEG. Let's kick it. Ice, Ice District. Ice, Ice District. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice District open, here's what you're missing. Rogers Place, shining so brightly. Get your tickets, watch Mick David nightly. Can he be stopped? Yo, I don't know. Give him the puck and he'll go to the extreme. Nothing but a sick handle around the D, man, make him look like Yandel. Damn, game over, the night looms. No more 1/18th and poisonous mushrooms. Surprise, it's a new winter garden. I mean Ford Hall, I beg your pardon. Love it or hate it, you better get going. Ice District's the bomb and it's just exploding. If there was a problem, yo, he solved it. You're on the hook while Kate's just profits. Ice, Ice District. Ice, Ice District. Ice, Ice District. Ice, Ice
Game
District.
day, Oilers and Habs down in the district. Make sure you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart to the pregame show on your way down to the rink. Tommy Gazzola bringing the fire. All of our songs here on the Nielsen Show are brought to you by Sportball. Get your kids involved in sport. Stress-free, good time, put a smile on their face, learn multiple sports. Visit sportball.ca for more info on all the different sports programs they offer. They are filling up their summer classes and summer programs right now, so hop online at sportball.ca for more info on that one. I got a lot of time. We were talking about poker tournaments and the one that we're kind of thinking of doing with Cool Bet and Lock Shop and Winnipeg Sports Talk and all that stuff. I like Fred's suggestion here. You need to do a poker tourney Maverick style, guns and all. Now,
This is a little achy breaky tie-in here. Hey?
Yeah. Well, what I do like is like we have like if we were to move the couch, we could put a couple of poker tables in here.
Oh yeah.
And we could have like an annual game, special invite only.
Yeah.
To the game of the EST headquarters, but you have to come dressed as an old-timey cowboy with like the fake gun belt and everything. And we sit around and play poker dressed like a bunch of like cowboys from the early 1900s, 1800s.
Natty Iwanek running the bar, you know, what'll I have? Dirty glass, you know. And he's
we only pour whiskey here. And that's it. It's just we sit around.
He's hiding behind the thing, so he pulls out a gun.
Drink whiskey, and we all dress like old cowboys.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
like
that would be a lot of fun.
It'd be a great couple hours in the afternoon before we all pass out.
Well, I mean, we'd have to start it early, and we'd have to do it on Friday because the tourney goes long. We're all walking out of here at 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
We could even pair it with my Crokinole tournament idea that I'd like to bring in a few boards here and have an EST
that'd be great
around.
too.
I mean, you know, why not? But
I wonder if we could put from like where the edge of the front desk here is over to the door, like 2 saloon doors. So you can walk on through the saloon doors, eh?
Yeah.
You have to wear boots with spurs.
Yeah.
That's the
I'll put some spurs in my Vans.
Man, who wouldn't want to be that would be a tough event to get into. Like you come on in, I mean, we all dress up like old-timey cowboys and come in and play poker.
YouTube Trev gives you a pouch of tobacco at the front door. Like, you know, a little dip to put in. We got a spittoon.
A spittoon?
We got tons of spittoons. Every table's got a spittoon, yeah.
You all have to dress like Mad Dog Tannen from Back to the Future 3.
Chaps are a requirement. Everybody know it must be in your best pair of chaps. Right?
Oh, boy. Well, I don't we need to be fancy cowboys. I want to be like poor cowboys. Yeah, I want to be poor cowboys. It's the poor cowboy poker tournament.
And we just have episodes of the Achy Ricky podcast rolling around in the
Between the
background.
nasty chat and the inbox right now, it's already full.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Take my money, Box Pounder says, and you might get your money taken in the poker tournament, eh?
Well, yeah. I mean, we'd have to be. It's a buy-in of a decent amount. You can only buy in with cash, and it has to be American dollars. Right? It has to be like
or pesos. We'll accept pesos as well. If you bring a peso, we'll find the exchange.
Trav, you have to grow your mustache back for the old-time cowboy poker tournament.
I'm working on it.
It starts when it comes back.
Yeah,
Once his mustache is back,
and you have to bring some sort of fake gun. No real guns. No. But some sort of fake gun in a holster.
Maybe the one with the flag that comes out when you shoot it.
Well, and then after you eliminate somebody, you stand up and you go, bang! And they have to go like this. We get a video of all of them.
Chips fly everywhere.
Who wants in on this? This one comes in and guys, could bystanders dress as cowboys just to come by and watch?
I mean,
I don't know. Like,
you got it, partner.
I just want to say, why would you want to just dress as a cowboy and come watch?
I really love the spa people downstairs on that day, seeing all these hombres
all these
walking up and just,
just like cowboys coming up the stair. The poor the psychiatrist across the way here, she's gonna be like, what is going on? Anyway, I think that's like a fun idea.
Yeah. Leave your horses in the parking lot. You know, we'll have a little
and you tombstone lines everywhere.
Oh, just
halute
this, halute that.
I'm gonna go all in.
I'm your huckleberry.
I'm gonna catch tuberculosis.
Oh, that would be good.
Just for the character. Why not? Right? Anybody got a little TB out there I can borrow for
the Tombstone tournament?
Yeah,
there
sure.
There it is.
Gotta
it's
get
all
into
come together.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good ideas that pop up around here, eh? The rookie's in it says spectators have to dress like saloon girls. Man or woman. If you're coming just to watch, you got to dress like an old-fashioned saloon girl. And I want one of those pianos that play itself in the corner. It's just
by the end of the day, we're taking business from the massage parlor down the street, hey?
Guys, no chin straps at the old-timey cowboy poker event.
Yeah, so
that way won't be held in March.
Got to do it in April.
Yeah, it won't be held in March. It'll be held at some other point. Survey Brett says the psychiatrist would just be seeing dollar signs with all these.
You leave the tournament right into their office, eh?
All right. That's what VR Montenegro says. I only carry golden nuggets.
Yep.
That's okay.
Even better.
Yeah. Maddie will switch them for you. He'll
Bring
cash
your
them.
sack, yes.
He'll cash them in. I'm gonna sneak out and then come back in and hold up the entire event.
With the bandana at your face.
Yeah.
Who is that masked hombre?
It's clearly you, Dusty. Misa, never know. He's just full-blown Jar Jar impression to try to throw people off. All right. Actually, who probably wants to get in on this is the crew over at Spectrum Rental. I mean, I know those guys.
Well, they get the first of
I know those guys. They would.
I confess that's a great idea. I think
it really is a great idea. Who else is doing old-timey cowboy poker tournaments right now?
We'll table it at the next meeting.
Nobody. Yeah, everybody comes in, sits down to meet him, and like, listen, guys.
And Iwanik is that bartender. You walk in
100%.
and he's up at the front counter here doing the thing.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be great.
And then he's sizing people for coffins as well. He's measuring you. What are you doing with this? Gets a little dirty in here, and you might be taking a dirt nap later this afternoon.
Man. And I have one real gun, an old 6-shooter. And we play roulette, and one person dies at it. It's just like, oh, man, rest in peace, Box Pounder. Hell of a run. And then you get one of those old-timey, on our rocks outside there, it's a cemetery, and you get like the old tombstone right there.
You might finally bring in that sheriff's badge.
I should have brought in a sheriff's badge today. Sorry, guys, I totally forgot. All right, let's get into your confession. What a great day this has been. To come up with old-timey poker tournament idea on a Tombstone Tuesday. I mean, how lewd. Wheels is in and says, I will be the sheriff.
Sure.
Wheels, you can't just claim to be the sheriff. I mean, you can't just be like, I'll be the sheriff. The sheriff's a very important role.
The badge is mine.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Our weekly confession is brought to you by Spectrum Rental, where they confess to sometimes giving up on the back check with 3 seconds left. Ooh, too soon. Too soon, Spectrum Rental. Keeping your project on time with Spectrum Rental. Any kind of job you got going on, these guys got all the different things for you. They keep you heated, they keep it cooled down, keep you doing this job, keep you doing that job. Keep your project on time with Spectrum Rental.
Probably rent a few things from them for the tournament, eh? I mean,
probably. Yeah. Really excited about this old-timey tournament. I'm just waiting for HR Daddy to be like, I'm in. Because he loves dress up. He loves dress up. He loves going and get those photos done at the mall. That'd be cool. All right, what do we confess it today, buddy? What are you confessing?
I don't know how to play poker. So
that is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
How lewd indeed.
You've never played poker once in your life?
I played poker before. I think I get the gist of it, but I'm not. I watched The River, the dam, the boat. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know. I know that you have to get I know that there's lots of possibilities, and obviously getting the royal family is probably better than twos and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know what a straight flush, a crooked flush.
Well, I mean, all you have to do is go buy a deck of cards. Usually there's a cheat code in there for poker.
Is there?
And you can just read the hands and.
But there's so many. I feel like there's so many combinations that I can't.
I still think you would do well in old-timey poker tournament.
Oh, probably.
Because sometimes guys who don't know what they're doing are the most difficult ones to play against.
What do you call it?
A real wild card.
A wild card, yeah, kind of a
Like
bluff.
When
Is
we,
that what they bluff?
Yeah,
You
well,
bluff.
but you don't even know you're
Bluff your way to winning. Exactly.
We used to have Nielsen family poker games, but they ended up getting so emotional and angry we're not allowed to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But my mom used to have no clue what was going on. And I tried to take all her chips early, but the odd time she'd be like, here's what I have. And I was like, damn it, you have a flush.
Yeah.
You're killing me
That
here.
is me in cards, usually.
Yeah.
So I mean, have I shown my hand too much already?
You might have. Yeah, keep those cards close to the to the vest.
I'm really
the
great
chest
at
or
poker.
whatever.
I'm a top player.
Senior Boots is in. It says, I was made for this poker tournament. Sign. Senior Boots.
With a name like that, yeah.
It's a really good point. Now, your handle's not going to give you much more of an advantage here.
But start growing those big mustaches, size out a hat for yourself. The more gallons, the better.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
Somebody's got to be in a sombrero sitting in the corner. That
Of course.
type of thing, just staring.
Doesn't even have the money to get in.
No.
Doesn't even have the buy-in.
Wasted.
Just sitting over there, passed out for the most part. I don't know. Is it weird for, let's say, 20 people to get together and dress as old-timey cowboys and play a couple tables of poker?
We know what it's like around the summer times, and summertime and the living can be kind of sparse at times. And I think you could retrofit this place into a saloon for a day, maybe two, and then we move on.
Be a lot of fun, I think. Trev, do you play poker?
It's been a minute. But
poker,
it'd probably take me a few hands to get get it going again. But yeah, I play a little bit with my stepdad and my uncle.
You with your old-timey mustache would be sick, though.
Yeah.
We'll have to give a couple months leeway here to get that stash back
It
up
doesn't
there.
start until his mustache is at prime styling.
The poker tournament will officially be announced when the mustache is back.
So 2 months.
2 months.
Give it 2 months.
Well, this seems like a good idea. Something we'll try to work on. If you have any confessions, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 on the confessions. We had a confession coming in a little bit earlier. Here we are. Guys, confession. My Uber driver badly cut off Ryan Rashog while dropping some friends and I off at Rogers Place on Saturday night. And he didn't even get upset or honk. Wow.
How do you?
Well, they must have cut him off and then got out.
Okay,
and then saw Rashog was cut off behind.
I see.
Shoggy was just like, it doesn't matter. I'm in a rush.
He's
calm and cool guy.
Yeah.
Calm and cool guy.
Man, people.
Orca driver's asking if we're looking for Shanks as the location for this.
Well,
you could break in there for a night. Go and ask him.
Well,
hey,
can we rent this for one night? You'd be kind of,
a cowboy way.
Well, we'd be outlaws then. Yeah.
I can see that on the CTV News. Gang of 20 cowboys breaks into Shanks.
The horses are tied up at the
plays old-timey poker tournament. Somebody outside. I could see Scott Laurie there, but he's just the guy who drives the wagon. He doesn't look cowboy enough because he got that little red beard.
His bandana tied around his neck.
He's got the bandana, and he's only
not the cowboy hat.
He doesn't have a cool cowboy hat. He's got the bowler cowboy hat, the smaller round one, and he's got the wagon.
He could rob a
He's
bank.
got the wagon.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, no. Scott Laurie would definitely be like backup secondary character in a Western.
The bowler hat, though.
The bowler hat.
You got it right there.
I see
that's
Scott.
Exactly it.
Scott playing the role of Billy Bob Thornton in Tombstone when he's the dealer until Kurt Russell steps up and slaps his face. And it's like, skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. My confession is, last night when I was here at the office, I was here by myself for like 3.5 hours, 4 hours last night. And I think this office, when nobody else is in it, is like my second favorite place in the world outside of just being at home with my family.
In the world?
In the world. I love it in here when it's quiet. Trev, you're around here when it's quiet sometimes, right? Like for example, not tonight, but if you weren't tonight, Tommy's doing pre and post so it's just you chilling in here.
It's great. Hello Hockey is usually the Oilers play later in the day, And so, I could go home, but I'm like, no, it's nice and quiet. I like the peace and quiet, and I get the whole place to myself. Just flip on the TV, get some work done, and it's just, I got a whole beer cooler to myself, and it's great. It's awesome.
I don't know, and I love I love our crew. Like, I like when people are around too. It's a fun place, but to come in here and just like have the place to yourself, it's a great place to be. With the TV over there, I worked at this desk for a bit last night, had my phone going, then went out there, tossed on a movie, did a little bit more work. I don't know. I didn't have my shoes on when nobody was here. I was like just in my socks. I was also wearing sweatpants last night, and you're just more comfortable in a place when you're wearing sweats. So yeah, my confession is that outside of my own home, this is my second favorite place on the planet. Now, I don't go to a lot of different places, but
that's just
I don't go
on your power rankings. It's home, this place,
and then I don't go anywhere else.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, number 2 is pretty high up on the list.
Throw up a few posters, maybe, hey? Wouldn't that be something? You get
in the
put a couple
in
on the
boardroom.
inside of the door there for the boys.
We could definitely have.
Put
Do you
Anderson?
Do you still have your Megan Fox Transformers?
I don't know what happened to that.
That'd be a good one in there for the Whale and Wolf boys.
For the boys.
Keep them busy. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Your confessions. Let's keep these rolling in. This confession says, I miss Creed Tuesday. Hey, we told you were going to miss it. Like, when everybody was complaining about it for years and years and years, we're like, imagine if you don't have it. Now the closest we got is that one remake that one guy, the instrumental that he put together for
Confession, I don't.
Oh, wow.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
780-218-9999. Guys, if people are allowed to LARP, you guys should be okay. Go to Fort Edmonton and see if they'll let you do it there. Well, I also like the idea of us turning our place kind of into an old-timey saloon.
Yeah, we're not looking to turn this on for the general public. This is all for our own selfish devices in here.
Yeah, we're going to try to get 2 tables.
Yeah.
18 dudes and men or women.
Yeah.
And but with that being said, the women are coming. They do have to dress as old-timey cowboy. If you're playing in the tournament, you have to be dressed as old-timey cowboy.
There's a dress code here.
Yeah.
But if Fort Edmonton want to come and take notes, they're more than welcome to on their LARPing. I mean,
that's
a lot of people calling for the return of Rick Pinter for this exercise,
I saw that.
because that would be. I'm talking ironic. Pinter behind the bar, would it be even? Maybe they could both be slinging drinks, eh?
Yeah, or Pinter is like some sort of deputy that doesn't have enough power, but
ding, 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 and then he stops every time somebody walks in. He has to stop.
Can I play something for you? That'd be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, we'll roll a piano in here. Shouldn't be that tough.
Yeah. All right, that's your confessions for Spectrum Rental, where they confess to giving up with 3 seconds left on the back. Ooh, man, that's cutting straight to the bone there.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Too soon, not soon enough.
You know, I think that message needs to be sent, and if it needs to be sent by Spectrum Rental as opposed to the coaching staff, then Spectrum Rental just sent it. All right, should we give away a keyword here?
Do it.
The EST Flyaway to Vegas. How exciting is this? You can listen for the keyword 4 times per day on Edmonton Sports Talk. That's us for your chance to win a trip to Vegas. We've been there. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to a Cirque show. If you win this grand prize at the end of April, you will have 2 months to book it, but you can book it at any point over the next 12 months. So you can kind of look ahead, plan your schedule. There's some flexibility in the booking here, which I think is probably the best thing about this. We're not forcing you to be like, you're going from May 1st to the 4th. You know, you can kind of have your own flexibility in booking this. It's all presented to you by FlyYEG. That's our airport. And the LVCVA, our partners down in Vegas. Nonstop flights to over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from FlyYEG. Visit www.flyYEG.com for more. All you have to do, if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you have to text this word in to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Today's keyword for the EST Flyaway to Vegas with FlyYEG is dining. Dining. D-I-N-I-N-G.
I was dining last night at home right here in Edmonton.
Well, that's why I said it's not necessarily like I know we went out for one nice dinner when we were down there, and Maddie's like, "Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, we went to PF Chang's."
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That
being said, I'd never been there.
Okay.
And it was pretty good.
It was good, yeah.
But yeah, today's keyword is dining.
Maddie.
Because when you go to Vegas, you eat. So the keyword today is dining.
Food.
What's the Hangouts keyword today? Hanging around?
Sleeping in Vegas.
Actually, is sleeping one of the
It better not be.
I'll look at this.
Ironically, I would have time for it,
words.
but it can't. You can't. Staying up should
I
be
like
it.
that he's got sprinkle mixed in one day.
Hangout
That's nice.
word today I might hate more than dining, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of a lame one, too. This is not a good day for Matty words. That one's going to be confusing because people are going to be like, which one is it?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I don't
Anyway.
even know which one it is.
So I know, me neither. When I read it, I was like, what's he going for here?
Oh, wait, I messed up.
Right?
Never
Yeah.
mind.
See, Trev, you
Damn
did
it.
mess up. Oh, my goodness, Trev.
Okay, well.
Anyway, that's
It's
later
a little
on.
better. It's
That's
a little better.
That's later on. That's later on. The key word right now is dining. DINING. Text dining to the inbox right now. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text dining. The inbox is just taking an all-time pounding here once again. So we'll give you about 3 more minutes to slide in. Then Trev will call somebody and we'll get that on right before 8 o'clock. Your next chance to qualify coming up during the Hangout today. I think Guy Flaming, Dave Dawson on the Hangout today. That'd be a good hockey talk. You have another opportunity on the Lock Shop, NHL picks, and March Madness best bets today on the Lock Shop. And then on 2 guys and a goalie today with myself, Joaquin Gage, and Matt Cassian getting you set for the Oilers and the Habs. Today's keyword is dining, DINING. Text that to the inbox right now at 780-218-9999. You qualify to go into the draw. After that, you'll have like a 1 in 138 or 140 chance of winning this trip down to Vegas. Somebody in the Nasty Chat said that last second goal by Colorado knocked them out of the fantasy hockey playoffs. Like they must have been going against like McKinnon and a McKinnon assist, or like that stings. That stings. I don't do week to week fantasy hockey. Like I never have fantasy hockey playoffs. We just do season long. And right now I'm 2 points back. 2 points back of first in the Juan Rincon Hockey League, looking for the first ever league three-peat. And I'm 2 points back, but I do have McDavid and Bouchard, and the Oilers got these games in hand. So I am still, according to my metrics and my graphs, I'm still projecting a win here.
You're trending
with the
in
games
the
in
right,
hand, so I'm trending in the right direction, which is really exciting.
Yeah, who was it? Was it Amishman 19?
Is that the guy who got hosed? Yeah, that sucks.
It was.
Sucks the big one, my man.
I want him in a scrum being like, hey, remember me?
Yeah.
You may think it's not important to...
Hey, Bouchard. What do you think about me not winning my league that cost $20 to get into?
Because of you.
Let's get to this text from Paul down in Calgary. Guys, Spectrum Rental has it right. It's not too soon. Did you forget that the Oil left a guy open in the slot in Buffalo last week and he scored 2 seconds left in overtime? When they took that goal off the board due to an offside challenge, the Sabres had another guy wide open in the slot with a chance to end OT with 2 seconds left. If this keeps up, Spectrum Rental should replace Coach Knobloch. Comes from Paul in Calgary.
Whoa.
Nasty member number 91. Official member of the Nasty Club.
I love adding the number. Very nice.
Yeah. Official. Yeah.
Get in the habit. Get in the habit.
Look, if you are a Nasty Club member, you should be proud of your Nasty Club number.
A soft brag in a sense, but a little more authority to your opinion if you add the number to it, I would think.
Right? Announce yourself with authority.
Exactly.
And that's what Paul in Calgary just did. Yeah, I get come playoff time, overtime's overtime. But yeah, I mean, I would think it's different if it's a tied hockey game and there's 3 seconds left in regulation in a playoff game. You would hope that the effort would be there the entire time. Amishman 19 says, I can't be mad at Bouchard. I also had him, and there's no plus-minus category. So, okay. Oh, he lost the save percentage category head-to-head because of that one thing. Oh, my God. That's sickening to your stomach. Probably puked up just a little bit. McDiesel says, are nasty numbers given or chosen? They were well, Matthew Wannick determined it.
Yeah.
But they dished them out based on when they signed up for the Nasty Club. And so, like, the first person to sign up would have been one. So, Paul in Calgary was the 91st person to sign up for the Nasty Club. Wine Guy's in and says, guys, how much for the old-timey poker tournament? That's all. It still has to be determined and stuff. Okay? We have to remember, you want a decent buy-in, but we also have to save some of our budgets to get the outfits.
And the timeline, I think, is you just keep a close eye on YouTube Trev's upper lip.
Yeah.
And you can tell kind of when we might be getting this thing
I have to get a pair of Carhartts and then roll them in cow poop.
Yeah.
For 2 months.
We have to get the clothing and then dirty it.
You dirty it. Right? Where do you go to just buy dirty clothing, right? You have to get the clothes, roll around in the dirt for a bit, and make sure they're ready to go. Like I said, this is not fancy cowboy poker. It's dirty, old-timey cowboy poker.
Anyone have a pair of used chaps they'd like to
At one point, I'm going to release a bull into the office.
Actually, that'd be a twist on the events.
Stay at the table.
But maybe Spectrum Rental have some things. Maybe they have a hat, a chat. Maybe, ask them. Ask Spectrum Rental, what can you provide me? What can I rent from you for the old-timey poker tournament?
Like this guy, Maverick, is in it. Says, I'm here for poker.
Of course you are.
Of course the guy named Maverick's in for poker. You're not allowed.
Maverick, member
probably
number 56.
Yeah. All right, Trev, who do we have qualifying today?
Today we have Dan.
Dan is qualifying for a chance to win a trip to Vegas. 2 flights nonstop, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to a Cirque show, courtesy Fly YEG, nonstop flights from the Edmonton airport. Keep on rolling. Let's bring in Dan this morning. Dan, congratulations, buddy. 1 step closer. Well done.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Dan, have you been to Vegas before?
I have.
You have? When did you go last? Well, how long ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago, okay. And what are you looking forward to the most about going back if you end up winning this trip?
Oh, man, I think I'd plan it around an NFL game. Hopefully,
good idea.
Do that. So,
this is a great point to make, right? You're going to have the ability to book at any point in the upcoming calendar years. So if you want to go to an NFL game, you can go to an NFL game, which would be a lot of fun. Who would you bring with you, Dan?
I'd probably have to bring my wife.
Take your wife down.
The playbook.
Do you think she likes Vegas, or is she an NFL fan? I mean, that'd be a bonus.
Yeah, no, she likes Vegas. So,
okay, all right.
So I'd drag her to the game.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's tough life being drugged to an NFL game in Vegas. I mean, that's going to be pretty good. All right, Dan, you're 1 step closer, buddy. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. We'd appreciate it, and good luck.
Always. Thanks, boys.
There you go. Congratulations to Dan the man.
Love it. Hey,
As he gets in today. Next chance to qualify coming up on the hangout with Matty Iwanek and Guy Flaming and Dave Dawson, who's calling Oil King games now. That's the Oil Kings play-by-play team right there. So that's exciting. We'll get into that on the hangout today. Another chance to qualify. Hangout, Lock Shop, 2 guys and a goalie today. 4 chances to qualify for the trip to Vegas every single day right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So tell your friends that the boys at EST are giving away a trip to Vegas. You know what we also like to give away? We like to give away gift certificates to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. If you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, was it Menopause Nick yesterday that got us going? Menopause Nick, 4 for 5 yesterday. Got us rolling, got us off to a good start for the week. Let's get another winner today. Let's give away another gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever, where I suggest you try the classic Mike Burger, and the fries at Mr. Mike's are out of this world. So go in and get my favorite combo and enjoy that dinner at Mr. Mike's. Yep. If you want to win that gift certificate today, text 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and let YouTube Trev know that you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. 780-218-9999 if you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning. 780-218-9999. 3 questions too many coming up. Joaquin Gage coming up. Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up. Jason Shivers, new DC of the Edmonton Elks, coming up as well in hour number 3. 3 questions too many just around the corner as well. If you're looking for work, Claiborne Services is looking for you. They are hiring journeyman bricklayers, apprentices of all levels. They've got a great mentorship program. Eric will have more on that here coming up with a sports update. One more time, if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, 780-218-9999. Ask for Trev to pick you, and we'll see if you can get your hands on that GC.
It's game day as the Edmonton Oilers welcome in the Montreal Canadiens. It's one of 13 games around the NHL tonight. Tom Gazzola will be live at Hudson's on Bourbon. You'll have your Oil Stream pregame show coverage beginning at 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn Radio app, and on YouTube. Last night, Capitals 5-2 over the Flames. Washington moving into that second wildcard spot in the East, and Jeff Skinner had a hat trick, leading Buffalo to a 6-2 win out in Seattle. 5 games around the NBA tonight. The Raptors are back on the court tomorrow when they host Sacramento. AJHL playoffs continuing last night. It was Grand Prairie over Calgary 3-2. Calgary lead that series 2-1. 4 more games scheduled for later tonight. And a battle of unbeaten rinks at the Women's World's Curling Championships from Nova Scotia this morning. Rachel Homan's Team Canada currently in action up against 4-0 Italy. Canada leading 5-4. That game in the 7th with Italy holding hammer. Sports update for Clayburn Services. Take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeymen, bricklayers, and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. For more, you can visit www.clayburnservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call, 780-910-6728.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.803 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. You can text us anytime. Could win text of the day for A&W. And how about this? A&W drop-off today. Tina over at A&W just swung by.
How sweet it is.
Take a picture of that.
Yeah, baby.
Take a picture of that bad boy.
Indeed, that's a box of burgers.
That's a big old box of burgers.
Give me a nice box of burger smile.
I like doing the big eyes when you take those pictures. A&W, Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation, MS Canada, calling on all of oil country to rally together in support of Albertans living with MS. 50-50 tonight, presented by A&W. Oilers and Habs. Get to the game tonight. Get your 50-50 tickets. Support local charities. Look at this. Look at this box of burgers.
Look how sweet that is.
Hey.
Oh, and the smell in here.
Oh, it smells delicious.
You just bring a box of burgers every day for the smell, the aroma.
Ah, it smells so good. Love it. Well, I'm going to save that one. Can't smell it and put it back in the box. Oops. All right, so 50-50 tonight. A&W. MS Canada, Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation, making that bad boy work. Get that 50-50 tonight. Dusty, did you say all of oil country? Not all of oil. All of oil country. Don't trick me. Text us anytime. Parachuters inbox. 780-218-9999. Casino dealer Jason says that box requires a follow-up meeting. Exactly.
Right? A box like this for a like, yeah, but
no, that's
I'll take a thumb as well.
By the way, where are we at on thumbs up today? I know Trev's been throwing. Trev, you got that little thumb graphic that you threw up there that one time? Throw that up again. Let's. I love when Trev mixes in these hilarious little graphics. Here we are. Oh, that's the yeah. Oh, that's the. Oh, that's subscribe. I thought when you had Button on today, I saw a thumb up come out of his head. What?
Gotta watch that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I think through Wirecast, what it might be is if he does a thumb gesture, it'll automatically do an animation.
No.
Yeah. Because every now and then Tommy will give me the thumbs up, and like when I say like 1 minute, but it's I don't know if it'll pick up through this, but it's through the rendezvous session.
Okay. Yeah, that was interesting because I saw it when Craig was on.
Oh, I missed that.
People
So
must
that's
think
what
I'm nuts. I thought you put up like a little thumb to give the thumbs up.
No, that's what that was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's AI technology
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
And
if
pretty
you
cool,
if
because
you
I
do,
think maybe I did give Craig a thumbs up, and then this little thumbs up popped up over on the screen right here.
yeah, and if you do 2 thumbs up, it's like fireworks galore that just
Come
show
on.
up. Yeah.
But not on us right now.
Not on us, I don't think.
That's pretty cool though.
It's a nice little option to have in your
It really is,
your
isn't
holster
it?
here.
Yeah. I want to get that set up for the show so that Eric does like crazy arms and something happens and things like that.
I turn into one of those wacky for a brief
Inflatable,
moment. Yeah.
All right, let's get into kind of easy trivia. Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. They got 6 o'clock lager on tap because you know why? Because they get it. That's why. 6 o'clock lager on tap. Mr. Mike's in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. Taking that tomato out, eh? Not a tomato guy myself.
Not the big ones.
Do you like eating tomato off on its own on the side, or just like
an apple?
No, well, I mean, I guess.
No.
No.
It's got to be diced. They have to be really small portions.
Who's playing kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
We've got Chad.
All right, Chad is going to play kind of easy trivia today. Needs to get 3 of 5 correct. We got orange and blue breakfast coming up here in about 13 minutes. Gager's going to be by. Jason Shivers, the new DC of the Edmonton Elks, around 8:40 this morning as well. We've got a busy show for you today. How is it? What's the review like? Oh, look at this guy. He's got a huge mouthful of burger right there. It's great. All right, let's go to Chad. Chad, are you ready to play? Hello, Chad, are you there? Call Chad back. Is Chad there?
Chad. It says he's on.
Chad, are you there? We cannot hear Chad.
Chad, you're on mute.
Chad's gone. Call Chad back. We'll try to get Chad back. Chad's going to play today. If not, Eric will play, and we will just give the gift certificate away to somebody randomly.
Sure, yeah.
But that being said, I really want Chad to play. Or we could call somebody else as well. 780-218-9999.
The story now, Chad. You left us hanging like literally.
I know. It's just like, man, I really hope this guy knows his sports.
Are you okay?
We also need one more question for 3 questions too many today. We got a couple locked and loaded. But hit us up at 780-218-9999 if you have a question for 3 questions too many today. We got kind of a fun question. We got an Oilers question. And we can do another Oilers question, another NHL question. Anything else you want, fire those over. 780-218-9999. All right, let's try to connect with Chad one more time. Chad, are you there? There he is.
You betcha.
All right, Chad, here we go. I will start the ticker after I read the first question. All right, here we go. Let's get this done. Who do the Oilers play tonight?
The Habs.
Name one player on the Habs.
Cole Caulfield.
Did the Flames win last night?
No, they didn't.
What team does Ovechkin play for?
Capitals.
What sport awards a Cy Young Award?
Baseball.
Boom. Got it.
No! Oh my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV. That's stupid. It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked. You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Well, it was interesting from Chad.
Yeah,
he ended up winning. He went 5 for 5.
Maybe a one and done, hey?
Well, here's the thing. Like, back in the day, I would have been like, Chad, turn your radio down. But we're not on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, could he just been listening to us in his vehicle, on his phone,
turn down the
TuneIn?
iHeart. Yeah.
But he was playing on his phone with us coming through, maybe? Chad, you got to give us the tech details on what were you listening to, or how did that go? But, yeah. In the end, he is heading to Mr. Mike's.
Got the dub.
And he's probably a happy boy because of it. And he should be, because you can get 6 o'clock lager on tap.
Colleen Bummer says, congratulations to Feedback Chad this morning.
Feedback Chad, that's a nice name.
I don't mind that.
I don't know how the feedback came considering we're streaming.
Well, the scenarios texted in right now are just great. Was Chad calling from a nuclear plant? Is Chad being abducted by aliens? Send yours in as well, 780-218-9999.
We can mock Chad.
Sure.
But in the end, 5 for 5.
It's a win. A win is a win.
5 for 5. He came in and dropped the hammer through all the adversity that he was probably facing on the other end of that call. So congratulations to Chad for all of your success. Bones is in, says Chad is from the future. Oh, you always know. You always know, Bones. That always gets me pretty excited. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many because we do have we got a jam-packed third hour here. Busy hour leading into the hangout today. Orange and Blue breakfast, Gager, race week, Oilers. Eric's just mowing through this burger. And Jason Shivers is going to join us as well, new DC, for the Edmonton Elks. I want to find out what he learned as DC with the Riders that he now brings into his second stint as defensive coordinator. Right? You always take something from your first stint into your second stint, I would think.
Can't ask about last season. We're moving forward.
Well,
last season matters not.
Well, last season here doesn't matter for him.
There'll be no questions regarding last season.
All right, let's get to 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where dealer principal Mitch Lewicki is quite excited to have his own Park Mazda March Madness bracket. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. They do it a little differently there. It's the entire dealership pooling money together, and they act as one big bracket in the dealership. And then every game, Mitch takes the placards from the schools and puts them up on the thing.
It's the whole wall.
Big wall. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And the whole staff are in it. So you're all riding together.
Everybody's excited the whole
Everybody's
time.
in, yeah.
Everybody's cheering from game to game on the same team.
And then they're in the top money bracket that the billions are on the line here. So
that makes sense. Yeah. No, I like that. Do you have a Twitter account?
At Lieutenant_Eric, where I've issued a tweet this morning. 2 tweets, actually. The first tweet, I had a spelling mistake, so I deleted it. I then put out another tweet. What do you expect from Troy Stetcher tonight?
Oh, wow. That's the guy that's got an insider vibe to it.
I guess.
Anytime you tweet out anything with hockey now, I just think about Eric, Deadline Insider.
Well, there was this interesting tidbit up at tsn.ca. I don't know if it's still up, but here it is. Intriguing takeaways from conversations with the current and former GM of the Leafs.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And they got a picture of Dubas and then Trey Living.
Oh, both of them.
They both have glasses. Yeah.
They both are equally responsible for the failures of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ghosts of Christmas past, present, playoffs past, present. So, at Lieutenant_Eric and Edmonton Sports Talk, at YEG Sports Talk. You want to be following that because it's got everything good. And I took a picture of the burgers here this morning from A&W. Very nice.
The Liquid Beaver is saying, how come you guys didn't give Trev a burger?
Well, that's what I was just going to think about that.
Yeah, of course the guy wants a burger.
That would be awesome.
You got to get in these before Zach comes in and eats them all.
Exactly.
All right, should I throw it to you? All right, here we go. Ready?
I'm here for it, yeah.
There we go. Easy peasy. You don't think I can throw a burger? I've thrown burgers before.
Remember when he ate like 10 that one? It was the Capitals watch
party. That was the turnaround season. That was the turnaround season.
That might be factored in the Prime episode, hey?
The
Capitals game.
Yeah, Prime should do a show on this gong show we got going on over here. That'd be a lot of fun.
watch.
To the person who just texted in the keyword.
I love it.
You're late. And speed things up here.
I like people watching an hour delayed and still playing along.
Oh, damn it. What have I done? What have I done? All right. Question number 1. Guys, is Connor Brown the best option to play with Henrique and Kane right now? I think so.
Well, who else?
Well, some people say call up Holloway.
Uh-huh.
Other people might say put Corey Perry back there. Mm-hmm. I think with the way the top 6 is currently constructed with McLeod and Fogle both being up in it, I like Connor Brown and what he brings to that line from a work ethic and speed perspective. I could see Tommy maybe making a case for Matthias Janmark. He loves Janmark.
He would. Yeah, he'd be the guy doing that.
But I do think I like Connor Brown there, but you know what I want more of is whoever's playing with Kane and Henrique from that other group of forwards that would be available to play with Kane and Henrique, they should be the third piece, not the guy who's responsible for driving the line. And Kane and Henrique right now aren't necessarily doing anything to take that line to the next level. So
Well, and maybe you hope, again, maybe one of the narratives with Henrique is new days and he's settling his family. I mean, there's talk about that. I don't know how much you want to factor that in, but I hear you. And I think Brown provides a little more oomph, a little more speed to that line as opposed to a Corey Perry. Or, I mean, maybe you'd have a little time for Matthias Janmark. I might join Tommy on that, depending on situations or whatever. But I think right now, maybe Holloway's 1-2, but Connor Brown just with what he brings that Corey Perry doesn't in terms of the speed, I like him as a compliment on that line. Maybe, as you said, if Kane and Henry start doing a little more of the work, he'd be a nice finisher for that.
Guys, why not start this Connor Brown, Corey Perry foot race debate? Tommy and I did that on the Oil Stream a little while back.
At Commonwealth?
We were, that would be great. I want to race around the rink as Connor Brown moves faster. And Tommy seems a little caught off guard by that. And you're really destroying that burger, hey?
I was so
You're a hungry boy today.
I'm a growing boy.
You might have another one.
What do you think Perry will beat Connor?
Like, I was saying, I think Connor Brown's speed adds an element to that line that Corey Perry necessarily doesn't. And Tommy said he thinks Corey Perry gets around a little bit better than I was giving him credit for. And then I got so fired up, I was like, I want to see them race around the rink. And then you tell me who's quicker. But they're different players. But I think the reason Connor Brown's on there is because Corey Perry slows down a line that's already kind of slow. But we'll see come playoff time, like which pieces sort of get moved around. But I think right now, Connor Brown. Trev, what do you think? Connor Brown the best fit? Who else would you throw on the wing with Henrique and Kane? Can't take anybody out of the top six. So it's got to be one of these other options.
Oh, okay. Then, Connor Brown's the guy then.
Right.
He has to be the guy. Either that. I haven't really liked the whole Corey Perry on that line. They hasn't really shown much. They haven't really played that much, but I think there's a reason for that. There's not really a lot going on there. So, Connor Brown is probably the guy, and, that's my thoughts.
All right, question number 2. Boys, it's National Let's Laugh Day. Who would you say has made you laugh the most in your life?
That's a thinker. Trying
to think of all the movies I've watched.
Like early Simpsons was something.
Okay,
that
that's a good answer.
Seasons 2 through to, let's just say, 7, 8. I can turn that on, feeling whatever feeling I'm feeling, and the jokes still. I've heard them 600 times. They'll still hit, and they'll still make me like legit watching a show. I know people like you watch a comedy and you'll sit there for the whole thing and not laugh out loud. Like you'll laugh maybe in your brain, you'll think internally, but it won't force a laugh out of you.
There hasn't been a good laugh out loud comedy in a while.
Simpsons can do that for me. I did like, what was the one Farrell was in when he was the cop? The other guys? Yeah. That one actually, that's sneaky because you suggested it to me. I'd never heard of it before, and I went and it was like, whoa, this is me out of the water.
The other guys was funny.
It was really funny. But you're like a person, like a lie, like anybody here? Like that
I instantly thought when I saw this question is Will Ferrell has probably made me laugh the most in my lifetime. I think between now and when it's all said and done, just because like comedies in general have kind of like movie comedies have taken a major hit. Like they just don't exist anymore. Like that Seth Rogen group with his buddies are probably like the last group of like funny guys you'll see on movies. We just don't really have it much anymore.
I like the Broken Lizard troupe though.
Yeah.
They had some good
funny
slamming salmon. Yeah.
But I think Will Ferrell's probably my answer. Yeah. But I think like between now and the end of my life, it might end up being the Muzz. She's what makes me laugh the most now. She's genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
I like going in-house here because it's so easy to pick entertainment.
You do make
that's what they do for a living. I'd choose my brother, and you know my brother.
Lucas is
funny. That guy can make me, he's
funny.
Man of 1,000 voices and faces. And
as far as shows go, Seinfeld, Tam and I are like rewatching Seinfeld right now when we have time.
Yeah.
And we're about mid to late way through season 2. And I've seen all of these episodes 1,000,000 times. And I still sit there next to her, and I'm just killing myself laughing. Even though I know what's coming. It's still legitimately funny to me. Trev, what do you got?
It depends. Like my best bud, he one of the funniest guys I've met in my entire life. His dad is also just the
a funny dude
guy.
too.
Yeah, super funny.
People,
as far as
you can.
As far as shows go, Will Ferrell's up there. I really like Seth Rogen, like that crew. A show that I watched growing up, and I don't know, you guys might have heard of it. You probably watch it, maybe Kenny vs. Penny.
That's the old. Those guys.
Kenny Hotz.
Yeah. That was those guys. They still, I can put on any episode and I'll just laugh so hard. So, those are my picks.
I have to say that the The one guy who makes me laugh no matter what he's doing, anytime I see him, is Danny McBride. Danny McBride, I just find so hilarious.
He's
like
so
everything he does. I even laughed a lot at Your Highness, which was just an awful movie with him and Franco. But Danny McBride, just the way he carries himself, makes me laugh every single time. Like if you need to like pick me up, just go on YouTube and search like Eastbound and Down outtakes, and you get some Ashley Schaefer and some Danny McBride, and it's the best.
Danny McBride in Pineapple Express is probably
great. Up here trying to get a scholarship.
Fish
One of my
tacos.
favorite lines
Fish
in any
tacos.
movie. He's so good at that. Red. His name's
Red.
Red in that one. Yeah, he's
see my armpits?
Yeah,
I shave them. They make me aerodynamic when I fight. It's so good.
He's very good. Very good on that one. All right, you can text us there, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And question number 3 comes in. I don't know what happened to my computer here. My computer like just shut off on me. Just like,
oh, Dusty, you're making me laugh here. Your antics are funny.
I don't know. Like, is it unplugged or something?
Like both of them? All of them?
Yeah, like the whole computer just shut down. I don't understand it. Maybe it's an update that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
But question number 3 says, guys, how are people going to get into the old-timey poker tournament?
So you think
we haven't necessarily thought about that yet.
But a Western qualification, maybe a game of horseshoes gets you in. Hey, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, is there a way to qualify to get in for this thing? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. That's something we're gonna have to sort out at some point. Trev, do you have a suggestion? You got a weird little smile on your face.
I was going to say that's a Matty thing. He'll be on it. We'll suggest it to him.
He'll love it.
Well, Matty's the bartender.
I'll get
I guess
on that
he would
right
be
away.
kind of running the door, though. Like,
yeah, it's his bar. Maybe he'll just collect money. I mean, maybe we're overthinking this.
yeah,
maybe
just
Matty will
money.
just
could just collect money. All right, you know what? Let's get to Gager. I know Gager's been waiting. We'll get to the Orange and Blue Breakfast. We work our way through hour number
Man, he'd
3
be in
here.
the tournament, hey?
Well, I think Gager. What role would Gager play in an old timey cowboy
Is he sitting in the
tournament?
back? Is he kind of
I want to see him at the tables.
He's got the ammo X'd across his
yes.
chest. You know, that type of.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And he's one of the cowboys from Tombstone with the red sash.
The red sash, yes.
Imagine somebody rolling in here with a red sash for the old timey cowboy thing.
Perk people up.
That's a way to send a message. Gager, good morning. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, guys. How's everything going?
Well, it was great till my computer shut down on me.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
we
this
got a
thing.
box of burgers.
We got a box of burgers from A&W, which is great, but
it's still not.
It's not even firing back up. I don't know what's going on here. This is a major concern.
It always bothers me when things come in that look delicious or that I can't partake in. So that box of burgers, that's fantastic. And watching Eric eat them was even worse. So
the smell, the aromas in here, Gage.
Gage, you want us to save one of these for Thursday when you come in?
Maybe. Or maybe I'll just drop by later.
Yeah, swing by later. If you want a burger, come get a burger.
Clean it up.
I've been known to just pop in once in a while if I'm around. So
it's a real nice pop in. Everybody's pretty excited about that, I think, when Gager pops by. All right, Gager, let's start. Look, it is race week. Let's start there. YouTube Trev said that you were still inviting him to get into the F1 Fantasy League. It's nice of you to extend that courtesy as a commissioner.
Yeah, no, I thought he could partake in it. I'd like to get a young. I can mold an F1 fan. I look at this as a situation where I'm the real dark Sith Lord at this point, and just have my young apprentice. And it's the rule of 2, Dusty. One to have the power, and the other one to crave it. And I think YouTube Trev is a perfect candidate to be my young Padawan.
He could be your Ollie Bearman.
He's your Ollie Bearman. That's great. I like that.
I like it.
Gager, I can't. You're a little ways away. Oh, my computer's updating.
Yeah, you got
random updates in the middle of the show.
I love it.
But are you wearing a flat? What is this hat? What are you wearing there?
Is it a beanie?
It was a toque. I had to go outside and take the garbage out or whatever. So I didn't even. Yeah. So
Wait, so
it was a little chilly.
You do garbage morning of and not night before?
It was just I had to take out the garbage.
Just take out the garbage. Okay.
Put it in. Yeah, no.
I was just thinking because it's like our garbage day today, and we always put out the garbage the night before because sometimes it comes up early and you never know what's going on. All right, Gager, what are you thinking from this Australian Grand Prix? 1-2 Red Bull finish, and then everybody else sort of filters in, or is there more to it this weekend?
Well, I want to see if the one thing about Red Bull, we're going to probably see Max take off again. That's going to happen. But let's see if Checo can keep up that second place, like just solidify that role. I think that's the most interesting kind of thing happening at the moment because of Danny Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda. I don't know if it's because of the Drive to Survive episode that I watched recently with it's essentially the AlphaTauri or RB Cash App, where Liam Lawson goes in and performs quite well. Right. And now you hear rumblings with the RB Cash App team. They want to see more from Ricciardo after the last race. This week is Yuki Tsunoda. What's going on with him? Both these guys, I think, have to perform at a way higher level. I know it's only 2 races, but look, Christian Horner said it. That seat is up for grabs. It's all depending on how you perform on this year. So Danny Ricciardo, I mean, I don't know what it is. I'm a fan and I want him to do well, but it just seems like every time he gets a chance, it falters. So home race, lots of pressure. He's got to finish in the points this weekend, Dusty, or we could possibly see another Nick DeVries situation and them looking elsewhere for Danny Ricciardo's seat.
That just seems so quick. So quick, like it's like if he. So what does he have to do? Like he has to be in the points. What if he finishes 12th? You're gonna replace him? Like it just seems so quick.
He has to finish either in the points or ahead of his teammate. And Yuki's quick, man. He's aggressive. I think there's you see in Yuki's driving, he's a lot more comfortable. He's a lot, and he wants to outshine his teammate for sure. I think both guys are under a tremendous amount of pressure this year, or else because I don't know, we could see 2 new guys in the Cash App. I think if these guys don't race well, get some points, finish at least, you got to see one of them in qualifying in Q3. I think, Dusty, that's that car, what it's capable of. These guys are really underperforming.
Is that more pressure, though, to have to finish or perform, much like you said, but at his home race? Like, I know the pressure's always on when you're racing at home, but would you like that racing at your home with knowing what you have to do, or it's lights out, for lack of a better term?
I don't think it's great timing. Ricciardo coming in with a lot of, I would say, confidence, but confidence is fleeting when things don't go well, and all of a sudden you start questioning yourself, am I making the right choices? And just having that extra layer of complexity, being home, friends and family, they are all wanting to do well. Helmut Marko saying that we need to see more from Ricciardo. So this is a big, huge weekend. I hope he performs well. I hope he can finish in the points, but I wouldn't be surprised if things don't go well for Danny Ricciardo. There is huge rumblings about him possibly getting his seat taken away for the rest of the year.
Joaquin Gage with us, 2 guys and a goalie regularly on the hangout as well. We'll have 2 guys and a goalie coming up at noon today. I have another chance to qualify for that trip to Vegas on 2 guys and a goalie today. Gage, just kind of the natural transition here from Formula One over to the National Hockey League, where we became F1 fans because of a documentary series. And it was amazing. This season has been excellent. I'm still watching it. I'm still very much, into the Drive to Survive series. The National Hockey League looks like they're going to start following 10 players around and try to do something similar. It's going to be released on Prime. I don't think automatically it'll be good. I think you're going to have to make it good. I think you're going to have to put together a good product. Somebody, I think it was Tom Dixon Mustache, messaged in earlier and said they did something with the Leafs a few years back, and it just was a dud. Like it didn't hit for them, for him at least. Gager, how much potential do you think there is here for this, and what would you like to see from a documentary series following 10 National Hockey Leaguers?
Well, it can't be the generic give it 110%, get the puck deep, finish our checks, and hopefully we win the game. This has to go into the intricacies of it's almost the point I don't even want to see a superstar too, Dusty. I want to see like the life of a bottom 6 forward that's battling each day to stay in the league, a backup goaltender's life, like the things that we don't see on a regular basis going into the possibly a coaches meeting, the interactions between assistant coaches and head coaches and how they differ. These are the behind the curtain views that unfortunately at certain times I was part of, and they're tough. But I think it would be fascinating for people to actually see how things operate away from stuff that we see on the ice every day. It's I think that's why F1, the Drive to Survive series is so successful, because it gives you that glimpse behind the curtain. They have a tremendous opportunity to show what hockey is like for players. I think they have a great blueprint with Drive to Survive. As we see, it's more on a personal level, not only just the play on the ice, but everything else incorporated. I can't wait. That Leaf series, it fell short, I think. Because
yeah, you watched it, didn't you? I remember you talking about it on Two Guys. Yeah,
it was really generic, and they basically built it up as the Leafs were going to win the Stanley Cup that year, and it was just it was awful. It was just awful. But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of the personal side of a day-to-day hockey player, and it doesn't always have to be Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl, right? Maybe a guy going up and down from the minors. I think that would intrigue me a lot more.
Well, we said earlier this morning, like if you were, and I would assume if it's coming out next year, they've been shooting already, so all these guys would be locked in. But like the Connor Brown story of coming off injury, coming in, being buddies with Connor McDavid, getting a crack to play with Connor McDavid. Your head coach knows you. You think you're kind of going to get into a juicy spot. Then you go 60 games or whatever it was without scoring a goal. Like, I would love to follow along with that part of the story.
Or Gager just say it, as Nash and Whitecourt says, you want to see the Jack Campbell docu-series.
The Jack Campbell docu-series. There you go.
It would be fascinating to see what he goes through. I think I know, but I'd like to see it from a different goaltender's point of view, and losing your game and trying to get it back, getting sent to the minors. How do you deal with that? The family dynamic. How does that affect your significant others? If there's kids, I think there's cats involved with Jack Campbell, so I'm not really too interested in that. But other than that, that's what I want to see. Give me the real dirty stuff, Dusty. I don't want to see some guy with his 2 Ferraris in a 8,000
That's the thing. That's what I said
home
today too. Like, I don't want 45 minutes of some dude in his mansion. That just doesn't do it for me. I want to see the hockey drama of it, right? Like,
if I want that, I'll just watch an episode of Cribs. All right. Give me
my ride.
Dirt. Give me the dirt.
Do they still do Cribs? Is that still a thing? That can't be a thing anymore.
Was that with Exhibit?
Yeah, it was Exhibit, right? Wasn't it Exhibit X himself?
No, you Pimp My Ride.
That was Pimp My Ride.
Oh, that was Pimp My Ride.
That was fantastic.
That was a great show.
Who hosted Cribs?
Was it a revolving?
Had to have been another celebrity, I would think. Can't remember.
I think it was just a camera crew, and they'd go in, and the person that was
and they would like give the tour of their own house type of thing.
Yeah, they'd give a tour of their ridiculous home.
Yeah. So that's already been done. NHL doesn't need to do that. So yesterday at practice, Stetcher and Darnell Nurse together. Gager, does that make sense at this point? I mean, you might as well get a look, right?
Well, yeah. I think it's important to get him into some games. You mentioned on the show yesterday, I believe, Dusty, that maybe having Stetcher in against certain opponents might make better sense than different defensive pairings. Having a little bit more mobility. We saw how in that second period, there's going to be ebbs and flows of every game, but there was a definite push by the Avalanche in that second period where they put the Oilers back on their heels. You want him to gain that confidence too, to be able to make plays, to be able to do things. It's a different look. I think that'll be valuable. If you're going to go on a long playoff run, you're going to have to change different pairings depending on the style of play of your opponent. So yeah, I can't wait to see if they can kind of form a little bit of a bond, a little bit of a chemistry with tonight. And just gain that confidence with playing. Should be a game that the Oilers can win tonight. I can't wait. Hopefully Stetcher has a rough game last time, just a few penalties. I didn't like the first one. I thought it was not really his fault, but just get in and get comfortable with this new team.
Did you learn anything about Edmonton, Colorado in that game that came right down to the wire?
Well, the one thing I think the biggest lesson that the Oilers can take, and you only learn from your mistakes, Dusty, is there is not a moment that you can take off against the top end teams, right? And we saw what happened. It was just a little bit of a let up with a few seconds to go, and that's what the best player, they'll make you pay. The best players in the world will make you pay in those cases, and I think that's valuable because now that's going to be that splinter in the back of the head of each and every player on the Edmonton Oilers when they get into a situation, it's the end of the period or there's just going to be total focus in that moment and not just letting off the gas pedal a little bit and just finishing the whole play throughout the game. I think that's a huge lesson to learn at this part of this time of year because the margins for error are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and as soon as you hit game 83, you want to be in that hyper level of intensity and ready to react as quick as possible because things happen so fast in the playoffs.
All right, Gager, we'll talk to you on Two Guys and the Goalie a little bit later on today.
Can't wait.
All right, there you go. That is Joaquin Gage, Two Guys and a Goalie joining us.
Wouldn't get in the tournament with that cap on, though.
No, you can't roll into the old-timey cowboy tournament with a toque on like that. Yeah. It's not going to do the trick for you. Guys, I just think NHL fans will watch no matter what, and I think you try to draw in new fans, at least for the first season.
That is the question. What do you want?
What are you trying to accomplish
here? Is this
here?
just for NHL fans to get more, in-depth to the game they already love, or are you trying to, find a new generation of kids who don't know the difference between field hockey and ice hockey, and maybe it is Connor McDavid showing off a heated driveway, and a couple of other guys, showing their wheels and their dogs and everything like that. And that hockey does have that problem sometimes. There are the fans, the hardcores that watch it and want what they want, but you also have an eye on growing the game and going to areas and places you haven't been, and sometimes that's not so in-depth as the hardcores would like.
I think the reason you want to do this is to try to help grow the game. That's what these other organizations have done, right? So I think the way to do that is to show the behind-the-scenes drama and some of the issues that these guys have to deal with, as opposed to just,
but then it has to
look
be,
at these millionaires.
Somewhat known. Yeah. Then I guess.
Keep flaming the stare down. I love it. God, what a guy. Hangout's going to be a good one today. Looking forward to that. 780-218-9999.
Whatever happens here, NHL fans are going to hate it, right? I can just see that happening now.
Well, I don't know.
I won't check enough boxes for them. But again, if in the end it helps grow it a bit, well, then mission accomplished.
I'd like them to do something that NHL fans are like, this is awesome. It's a tough fan base to kind of everybody's like, I have my ways and stuff.
Yeah,
but
pleasing them and then also getting new. I don't know what is that.
How do you do it? Where's the medium ground? Yeah.
Is it the driveways in the cars, or is it a guy on the fourth line trying to? I don't know. But
all right, what do you want to see from this NHL series following the players? What do you want to see? Hit us up 780-218-9999 780-218-9999. Trev, did you send the link to Shivers? Okay, perfect. So we're hoping to track down the new DC of the Edmonton Elks. I'll text Hernan and make sure he's on top of this. Got him? All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to join us. You know what? This is an easy tie-in because we've been wanting something like this, what the NHL is going to do for the CFL for a long time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
I think that would be great for the league as well. If you put together some sort of series, pick one guy on all 9 teams and follow them around. And, you pick one star quarterback and you pick one third receiver and you pick a backup linebacker and you pick a defensive lineman. You follow Willie Jefferson around for a year.
Like a CFL version to me would illustrate just how close the players are to the everyday fans.
Exactly.
Which would do a lot for growing the game and kind of pushing the fan base closer to the players.
I think it's way easier to connect with the CFL player than it would be trying to get the drama or the way you feel about the players from a National Hockey League documentary. We've been talking about that for
CFL Films. How long have you
been talking about that? We've been doing the show together for 15 years.
Before I hit puberty, I've been wanting to. CFL Films. We need it. Propaganda arm.
As a young child on your birthday cake,
CFL Films. I want CFL
make
Films.
a wish and blow out the candles, Eric, and you're like, "What'd you wish for?" CFL Films.
CFL Films.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that one. All right, let's keep rolling here. We do have your Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up. Get you set for the Oilers and the Habs tonight. We'll go there around 8:50. The wrap for William Huff still before 9 o'clock today as well. But we've got the new defensive coordinator of the Edmonton Elks, Jason Shivers, joining us on the show this morning. Appreciate it, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great this morning. How y'all doing?
We are doing just fine. Lots to discuss, obviously. Man, just quickly, I mean, you've been around the league for quite some time. We were talking about like a documentary-style series following CFL players to bring more eyes on the league. There's some great characters in this league. That would be highly entertaining, would it not?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think the more that we can, get our stories told from players, coaches, front office people. I mean, because a lot of everybody that's in the league is either a former player or connected in some way. I really love that about our league. But yeah, definitely, follow them around behind the scenes, see how much community outreach work that the players do, how much work they actually put in the off season and still work jobs. Yeah, it's a great story. I would love to see it.
How excited are you about an opportunity here to be working with Chris Jones once again, this time as defensive coordinator?
Oh, it's great. It's kind of a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Just want to be able to free him up to do more things as far as being a head coach, and really take over that unit for him. And obviously he's going to have input. That's his baby. He loves defense. But yeah, overall just come in and try to shore that up and then, just lead us on to some victories.
Jason, you obviously spent time with Chris Jones prior, and you've been DCing in Saskatchewan, and welcome again to the city, to the club, and everything. But what can you tell about fans, the DNA, I guess, of your defense, and how close or far removed it might be from Chris Jones? What can fans expect with a Jason Shivers-led D heading into the season?
Oh, we're going to be aggressive. We want to play man-to-man. We want to be able to lock you down. We want to get pressure on the quarterback. We want to stop people's run game. We want to keep them from scoring. And we want to create turnovers and score with the football when we get that opportunity. So that's I think that's the same DNA, same light of what Coach Jones is. It may not be as splashy. You may not see cornerbacks coming from all the way from the sideline blitzing, but we're gonna play fundamental football and get inside, get in people's face and make life tough on the quarterback.
What did you learn from your experience in the same role in Saskatchewan?
Oh, there's tons of experiences when it comes down to, end of game scenarios, when it comes to how we want to start games, how we make adjustments at halftime, but then also just learning the other offensive coordinators throughout the league and what they like to do and what they like to do in situational football. And then just let our players play from that point. I think that was the biggest thing, was to kind of remove myself and make sure that the players were prepared for what was going to happen in the game, and then just get out the way and let them play.
I like talking to positional coaches because when you build your defense, do you build it around the personnel or do you build it the way that you want your defense to play and try to put these guys into spots?
That's the lifelong question of a coordinator.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit of both, right? We have our defense philosophy, me and Coach Jones, but then also we have to adapt it to the players, and if you got guys that can play man-to-man, and lock other receivers down and make life, easy for the linebackers and the D-line, because now they have more time to get home, then that's what we're going to do. If we need to play some zone because we're a little fatigued, we've been, on special teams a lot, or maybe we've been on the field a lot, then we're going to adjust to that too. So it's really a twofold part, as far as how that all comes into play. But, at the end of the day, we want to be aggressive. We want to dictate the situation on the football field, and that's never going to change.
Jason, I guess going off Dusty's question here too, are there any players, I mean, when this opportunity came up to reunite with Chris Jones, are there any players on the Elks squad right now that you kind of sat back and salivated and thought about working with this guy or this group of guys or this position specifically, I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this? Was there anything that kind of jumped off the page to you with this Elks roster?
Oh, yeah, there's tons. Niles Morgan, J-Man Pelly, we signed back Tony Jones. We have tons of people that I'm excited to really work with, from our back end. Obviously, Luches Purifoy being reunited with him and, the Hellraiser that he is back there is. So, with him being at the free safety spot and help lead that defense on the back end, that's very exciting to me. But I'm also excited to meet some of the newer guys and see what they can do and then, fit them into roles where they can carve out a situation where they can help us win games.
It's funny because I think I probably ended up calling about, 10 to 12 of the Elks games last year. And obviously in the first half of the season, there were a lot of losses along the way, but it was for the most part, it was a young secondary last year. And you could tell that they had athletes back there. Like they had some guys that you could start to build a defense around. So for you as a DC, when you've got these guys that, like how long does it take for some of these great athletes on the defensive side of the ball to figure out the CFL game? Because I think they've got some players back there.
Yeah, it usually takes year 1 to 2, you see a massive jump, and then year 2 to 3, they've really figured it out. Where especially if you can keep the techniques and the scheme the same or similar, that they can really now hone in on what offenses are doing or hone in on what the player across from them is doing. They're not worried so much about the scheme or trying to understand the game flow. I think they have all that down by now. Their bodies have adjusted to the speed of the game, playing special teams, but also playing defense. So I think, year 3 and where I think a majority of our players, the bulk of our young players are, we're primed and ready to make a run at this thing and build something sustainable.
Jason, we appreciate the time. Welcome back to Edmonton, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, for sure. That's the defensive coordinator, the new defensive coordinator of your Edmonton Elks. And, last year watching some of the guys that they had on the defensive side of the ball, Kai Gray, Marlo Sean Franklin Jr., when he got to play, you see these guys, you go, okay, they physically can play this game. It's just a matter of figuring out the game. And like he said, these guys, as they move into second and third year, that's when they really sort of
the muscle memory.
Click.
The muscle memory. You're not thinking on the field, and we've seen this in times with this Elks team. Sometimes where rules and stuff get so. This is just getting that muscle memory down. I think a guy like Shivers too. I mean, he said it himself. Leaving Chris Jones to do the head coaching stuff. This guy's a player's coach. He can kind of get with them more one-on-one individual stuff and really hammer the muscle memory home, so to speak.
Trainer Mark is in and says, the Shivers signing was the Elks' biggest offseason acquisition. Great at what he does now and is an internal solution when the end of Chris Jones arrives.
He's one of those guys for the future of the league.
Yeah,
you can mentioned identify
around a bit, right? No, it was. I mean, it wasn't a crazy busy offseason. Mind you, they did trade for Curly Gittins Jr. and they brought in McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Yeah,
but, I mean, a fresh voice on the defensive side of the ball could probably go a long way. So I think they made a couple of pretty significant additions, but I would think Shivers is among one of the keys to try to get this team, let's start by getting back to 500 and then see where it goes from there.
Not flashy, not so much visible in terms of, players in or out, but certainly him taking some food off CJ's plate to focus like that.
Yeah.
Kind of a domino effect there in the back room.
God, it gets me excited to talk CFL. I get so fired up. I can't wait.
Got a draft
My first preseason game is May 31st. Yeah, the draft's gone.
Come on now.
Well, actually, tomorrow on the show, we're going to actually have one of the top draft prospects on.
Love it.
Dublanko.
Love it.
This is the guy who just got his NFL, Canadiens today. So he's going to join us tomorrow from the Combine. So he will. It was good. CFL reached out to me. They're like, hey, you want to get any prospects on? I was like, yes, I want to know because he's in the mix for first overall. I saw the mock draft. Yes, I do read CFL mock drafts. I love them. John Hodge from 3 Down did one, and I think he had Dublanko going second, and he had the Elks taking a receiver with the first overall pick. So anyway, we're going to talk to this Dublanko tomorrow on the show. and he's been around the NFL for a little bit.
Cincinnati Bearcat.
I guess, was it his mom that was born in Canada? So he's now qualified as a national.
These are always interesting, and this is what separates the CFL. Like, I mean, the NFL draft is boring. Guys expect you draft them, they go play for your team or somewhere else in the NFL.
This guy has a fourth-round grade, and like the CFL is like, this dude's Canadian now. Draft him. Like, it's awesome.
Do you take him or do you go for maybe more of a lots of questions and lots of options.
All right. Good. Thanks to Hernan and Dahmer for hooking us up with Jason today, and a good conversation there. And you'll hear a lot more on the Elks with us moving forward. All right. Let's get into your orange and blue breakfast. Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. Blue Water Group, founded in 1974. My goodness. And is Canada's largest independent distributor of mobile branded lubricants. They want to thank everyone for 50 great years. Mobile One, the lubiest in the business. As the Edmonton Oilers get the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Let's take a look at what you're expecting from a line combination perspective. We'll get to the injury report coming up here in just a little bit as well. Lieutenant Eric's key to victory, my game day prediction. Connor McDavid with Hyman and Nuge. Draisaitl with Fogle and McLeod. Unless the Oilers fall behind 1-0, then he'll go play with Connor McDavid. Adam Henrique between Connor Brown and Evander Kane. Carrick, Perry, and Matthias Janmark. In the last game. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, and Stetcher. Kulak with Cody Ceci in the true veteran pairing on the back end there. On the other side for the Montreal Canadiens. And Tommy's got a nice rink report up over on our YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. Chatting with a member of the Montreal media yesterday. If you want a little bit more on the Habs, if you go to our YouTube channel and just click on videos, you'll see the rink report in there. I think it's also got its own. Rink report has
we tweeted
a
it
channel
out
on the main page. Yeah.
Anywhere where we are, you'll find it.
Nick Suzuki between Slafkovsky and Caulfield. That's a line that you can get excited about for the future of the Montreal Canadiens. You know what I mean? Like those three talented dudes. Newhook with Waugh and Armia. Jake Evans with Gallagher and Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson, just like Stoff said for years, comes to Edmonton.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Accommodations in town probably too.
Friend of ESC. Stoff loves Josh Anderson. I don't even know if Josh Anderson's family loves Josh Anderson as much as Stoff loves Josh Anderson.
Guy's never donned an Oilers jersey but won't pay for a drink or meal in the city of Edmonton ever. Right?
Not at Roots Chris. Colin White with Raphael Harvey-Pinard and Tanner Pearson. And then Matheson and Goalie. Old Wi-Fi back there with Savard. That's a real rumbly pair, isn't it? And then Jordan Harris with Jaden Struble on the back end. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight.
It's so good. For the visiting Montreal Canadiens, Christian Dvorak on the IR with a torn pectoral. Kirby Doc also on the IR, torn ACL, MCL. Carey Price on the IR with a knee. And Chris Weidman on the IR with a back. When it comes to the Edmonton Oilers, Vincent Desharnais, day-to-day.
Day-to-day.
With that digit.
Day-to-day digit. But did practice yesterday. Yes. And I think that's a very positive sign for Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy, right? You put in the splinter, right? The thing.
And this guy punches people in the head. Of course he's tough. Yeah. Lieutenant Eric, what is your key to an Oilers victory tonight?
Well, not necessarily mine, but I'm going to steal a key from Craig Button, and that's just simply coming out and putting the kabong down on them early. We're March 19th here. The thread's slowly coming to an end, and I know you can kind of go back to early January, I do believe it was, that Saturday night in Montreal as Hockey Night in Canada, and the Habs taking the Montembeault had a great game, and Oilers taking it overtime, but that was January, and this is late March. This is a Habs team that, again, is just playing things out, and an Oilers team looking to respond after Saturday night's, good game, but ultimately a loss themselves. So I'm sure they'll have something to prove tonight. Get out early, hammer them. Don't make it a contest early. As Button said, maybe it's one of those nights where we're counting assists for somebody, or the story of the game heading into tomorrow was looking at the points race again or something. So it should be a bit of one of those non-event nights, but being it's the Habs or the Bruins or whomever they was, there's going to be a bit of a buzz. It's not, right? Like this isn't the Islanders coming to town.
No, it won't be. It'll be rocking in there tonight.
Yeah, so. They'll have to bring it, but they should be able to have the means, the technology, and the manpower to.
I said earlier, our Cool Bet hotline of the day was a Leon Draisaitl goal. Craig Button said today, he goes, this could be one of those nights where like McDavid gets 5 assists.
Yeah, like
so I'm gonna throw this out there tonight for my game day prediction. This is going a little bit too far. I should probably just say 2 assists. But I'm going to say Connor McDavid gets 3 assists in this hockey game tonight.
Yeah,
that's going
cool.
out on the limb. Like you're not on the limb, but you're still going to have an arm on the tree. Or that's like 1 assist, and then being a little bit further out on the limb where it's still a thick limb and you're still standing on it, you feel comfortable. I've worked out to that little part of the limb that's not going to hold a guy my size. 3 assists tonight for Connor McDavid. How's that for a game day prediction? Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by Mobile One, the lubiest in the business, and congratulations once again, 50 years for the Blue Water Group. Let's get into the wrap for William Huff. We got the Hangout locked and loaded. Another chance to qualify for that trip to Vegas coming up as well. The wrap brought to you by William Huff. Visit them at WilliamHuff.com. They've been doing this since 72. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done with Bruce and his dream team at William Huff. If you're doing things out and about, they got the pull-up banners. They got the big banners behind you, the 12-footers. They got everything. Find that all at William Huff. Eric, what'd you learn on the show today?
Well, the NHL throws a punch yesterday. The NFL answers with a counter-strike. Last summer quarterback, this summer receiver. Netflix announcing its new sports series Receiver, featuring Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Via NFL Films, which Omaha Productions and 2 PM Productions. Receiver debuts this summer. So getting the jump on it as well in the summer. Again, we're just talking about these today, so I figured I'd.
Devontae Adams would be an interesting one.
Yeah, I can't wait till tight ends. Hey,
well, there's a tight end in there.
Oh, it's
George Kittle,
but I just want tight ends.
Yeah.
Netflix presents tight ends.
I'd click on it.
Or like long snappers,
centers.
Yeah. Well, actually, O-line. I'll give me an O-line.
Hosted by Kelsey.
Mind watching a Hoggies.
They can just call
special.
It the line.
Oh man, that's got some.
Hey, CFL, you can use that one too.
There you go.
Spency 5 cents. He says, guys, McDavid 3 assists is plus 410 on Coolbet. Oh, a little sprinkling. A little sprinkling over there. I think I like that.
Why not?
Let's get to your sound of the day today. We opened up the old, the best of 2015 in the old vault today, and we got Stalking Connor Sausage Party. That's going to be your text of the sound of the day today. Don't have time to go back for Tales of the North. Let's get to this.
Connor, leave a message.
What's up? Connor, it's me, Mess, the Moose. I saw the update yesterday, and believe me when I say, I'm breathing a sigh of relief this morning. You handle the media well. I'm so proud of you. I used to talk to the media too. Weird, right? Anyway, how does a quick road trip sound? 2 words, Mon-Dare. You better be excited. It's home to the world's largest Ukrainian sausage. It's 42 feet tall. You've got to see it. Do you like sausage? I love sausage, and I hope you do too. I'm gathering up some buddies, and we're heading out there. I was thinking maybe you could join us for our sausage party. That sounds like a good time, right? Just the boys together for a big old sausage party in Mon-Dare. You don't want to miss this. It's Mess. Call me Connor. Call me, it's Mess.
Yes, call him indeed. It's me, the Moose. Straight out of the vault. A little throwback today here for you. You know what else we learned quickly on the show today is we are going to do an old-timey poker tournament where everybody has to dress like old-timey dirty cowboys. And we'll have a saloon, and we'll only pour whiskey. And Maddie's going to be the bartender.
Grand piano.
Yeah,
Pinter
on the piano.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's a fun little idea. I think we might have some fun with that one.
It's a universe we may create one of these days. It's something to aspire for.
Yeah, this is like Jaunty living in my head. I want to see that work.
Tomorrow you're going to have a song for it. You won't even know how it happened.
Text of the day. It's the old-timey poker tournament. Text of the day today is for A&W. The Oilers 50-50 tonight. Teaming up with A&W. The 50-50 tonight presented by A&W. As they team up with MS Canada, looking for all of oil country to rally together in support of Albertans living with MS through the Oilers 50-50 tonight, presented by A&W. Oilers Habs tonight, whether you're watching, whatever, however you can go about buying your tickets, get them tonight for that 50-50 as A&W presents it in their partnership with MS Canada, which is one of the most, I think, united partnerships probably in the entire country between a brand and charity. So it's been excellent. And if you could support that, that would be great. Text of the day today when we were talking about the NHL docu-series. Brad from Crossfield. Full Swing 2. Behind the scenes of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Man.
Because it'll be on the links, you know?
Delicious.
Because of the playoff failures year after year after year after year since 67. So they've sucked for a long time.
Hell of a play from Brad from Crossfield.
Full Swing 2.
That's texted. That could get you
Behind
on the red
the
carpet at
scenes
the
of Toronto
Estes.
Maple Leafs. Whoa, red carpet Estes. Listen to this guy.
Power.
Look at this guy. What are you watching tonight, buddy?
Tonight, well, it is the Oilers and the Habs and all Canadian.
Pregame show 5:30.
It's like we're in the bubble again.
It is like in the bubble again.
Yeah.
Darnell Nurse is going to have a huge game. Killed the bubble.
I might be watching Tommy. Who knows that he'll be set up Hudson's Bourbon Street. Pregame show gets going. The Oil Stream pregame show 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So you can head down to Hudson's on Bourbon. Tommy likes to get set up a few minutes before he goes on air. I've noticed, but only a few. So get there at maybe like 5:25. Catch Tommy, then he'll go on air at 5:30. But head down there. Hudson's great little spot. Even if you are going to the game tonight, you've got enough time. Head down there, pop in for a bite or a drink, and head on down to Rogers Place. But yeah, it's Oilers and Habs and a busy night around the NHL as well. One of 13 games around the league this evening.
Freezer Bag is into the inbox and says, only Edmonton media complain about 97 and 29 being put together to get some offense while trailing. I don't even want to get into this conversation, but go ahead, look at all the other teams in the league. If they fall behind 1-0, do they just all of a sudden put their two best players together?
Is that just the media or the mainstream media?
Who knows? I can't tell the difference between anybody nowadays. Old Freezer Bag always just trying to stir things up. All right, that's going to do it for us. The Hangout's coming up. Not only do they have the keyword to qualify for Vegas, which will be the star of the show. Trev, you set up autoplay properly today? Rookie move.
That's the first time that happened.
Oh. Well, that's
so
okay. Then.
I apologize.
Strike one.
I was coming in hot yesterday.
Strike
so
one.
You were, yeah.
I forgot about that. My apologies.
No, anyway, we're going to autoplay. I'll take it right over to the Hangout. Dave Dawson and Guy Flaming and Matty Wannick and a keyword to Vegas. All coming up on the Hangout today. I'll be back with the Lock Shop March Madness betting preview. Obviously, EST parlay coming your way for the Oilers and Habs tonight. That'll be a lot of fun. And then two guys and a goalie today with myself, Cass, and Gager. I think it's an excellent show. I'm biased, but Cass and Gage are absolutely amazing. So, and of course, chances to qualify for the Vegas trip on all of those shows today, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tommy Gazzola, pregame show from Hudson's on Bourbon Street at West Edmonton Mall, 5:30 tonight, postgame to follow. You two, Trev, have fun playing dodgeball tonight.
I will.
All right.
Halloud
to all of you. I'm very excited for old timey poker tourney. I think that's gonna be a real good thing.
You've got the dress already down. You don't need.
I already got the shirt.
Put the hat on and we're ready to go.
I put some rub some dirt on my face.
Get dipping.
Yeah, we got to have old cards too. Like they don't have anything except just the suits on them, and that's it. All right, for YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Have a great day and take it easy.